first one here. And Carson hosts.
What's going on, everybody? And we're here for the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series road course race at COTA. As we see road number 3, Shane Van Gisbergen and Daniel Suarez are starting in the 5th and 6th position.
What do you think we're in for today, buddy?
Hey, afternoon, mate. Yeah, all good here.
And talking to Shane Van Gisbergen over the radio here with the broadcast. As we see, starting on the pole is Tyler Reddick in the number 45 Toyota. Bubba Wallace is starting in second in the number 23 Toyota, so the teammates have the front row. Chase Elliott starts third here. And we also see that in his number 9 Chevrolet, he's got another Chevrolet on the same row as him. Carson Hocevar is fourth. And then, like we just mentioned, Daniel Suarez starts in 5th, and Shane Van Gisbergen starts in 6th in their Chevys.
Man, good luck.
The number 99 and number 88.
All right, row number 4.
Row number 4. Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. Two Kyles.
Row 5, we've got Ross Chastain, who's had a ton of success here, and Todd Gilliland.
And in row 5, we have Todd Gilliland and Ross Chastain. In row number 6, A.J. Allmendinger in his number 16 Chevy, and Denny Hamlin in the number 11 Toyota. And making his first Cup start is Connor Zilisch in the number 87 Chevy for Trackhouse next to Ty Gibbs in row 7. And Connor Zilisch won the Xfinity Series race at COTA yesterday, but he makes his first career start here in the Cup Series.
1 year ago, sat on the pole, nearly won the race. His Xfinity debut at Watkins Glen last year, sat on the pole, won the race. Xfinity race yesterday, there's a theme here. Sat on the pole and won the race again. He is young. He
got
is
the wife
fast,
hanging out with us on the stream today, guys.
Beyond his years, the job today for the team, help him learn this car and this tire, put him in position at the end of the race so he could go do what he knows how to do.
Well, since it's his Cup debut, a little early to put him on our list of road course ringers. But the drivers who excel on these
and Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and Tyler Reddick are definitely drivers to look out for here on this road course. And also William Byron, who won the race last year. Chris Buescher has 13 top 10 road course finishes in his career. A.J. Allmendinger has won 3 road courses in the Cup Series, and Shane Van Gisbergen has been top 10 in 4 of his 6 road course starts.
With his crew chief Rudy earlier today, he told me practice didn't go as well as he had hoped, but then when they went to qualifying, didn't exactly put down the best lap either, which is why they're starting a little bit deeper in the field. That team qualified 15th for the race today, but he said William has emerged as one of the best road course racers in this Cup Series garage, and he just attributes that to all the growth and maturing he has had as a competitor over the years. Of course, Rudy has been with him since his Truck Series days, but William Byron won this race a year ago and looking to replicate that today. Josh Sims?
Well, Ross Chastain is one of those 3 drivers that's finished top 10 in every single race here in Austin, including a win in 2022. And when I talked to the team earlier today, I asked them what's the key to that success. They told me all those races played out very differently, but Ross has a knack for getting around this place and putting himself in contention, and the team at the same time has found a way to keep up with the track. Now, he's got the track position to begin starting 9th in this race, so look for him to be a factor like he's been in the past as he looks for win number 2 here in Austin.
Thanks, Josh. Busch Light's giving you a chance to win $1,000. Follow at Busch Beer on X and enter using hashtag Busch all for one. Hashtag sweepstakes during every lap that ends in a 1 for your chance to win. Let's check with our crew chief, Larry McReynolds.
Mike, this road course is 2.4 miles with 17 turns. Every turn is different, and it can be a challenge to get your race car to handle good through all those turns. Over the course of a run, about all the driver can do is adjust his driving style. But let's go to our Toyota Tech car, and let's show you one other thing this driver can adjust. It's called the brake bias. The car actually has 2 brake systems, a front and a rear. There's the knob that's normally located on the dash. He can adjust the front and rear bias. Now let's go down to the master cylinders that's in the floorboard. Again, you've got a front, you've got a rear. If the car is loose getting in the corner under braking, he can start cranking some front braking.
All right, welcome, guys.
As much as you need.
And braking's going to be big in this one here.
You'll start to crank some rear brake into it. My experience says you want to really crank some rear brake into it to make that car turn in the braking. Guys, this is something they'll be adjusting on all day long, and they're going to wear the paint off that knob.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's, especially with a softer tire, hot conditions on this racing surface, that means they're going to wear out even more, trying to keep that temperature out of these tires, right? And all that comes through the braking. Have to be able to make a good balance on the cars and keep the tires happy.
And aren't some of these drivers adjusting the bias more than once a lap?
Yeah, and they are, and they'll use them. There's so many different styles of corners on this racetrack that you have to almost adjust the brake knobs on every lap to make yourself be in a good position to not slide the tire and maximize the braking potential of the car.
Beautiful day for a race. Track temp, 102 degrees. 95 laps is the length of the race today. There are the stage lights and the fuel window. Let's get
Wanted to make sure they could hear me okay.
keys to the race, sponsored by Toyota from Larry.
Well, Mike, Kevin touched on it. Make it through turn 1 on restarts. You can't win this race in the first 50 or 60 laps.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for hanging out here on TimReynoldsShow.
Make that final pit stop at the right time.
All right, keys to the race. You got to make sure that you get through the turn 1 on the restart. Final pit stop at the right time, and beware of track limits. You want to make sure you'll be able to handle your car really good, and you also have to be able to make sure that you're handling your business inside the pits if you want a chance in this one. And oh man, pace car lights are off, and we're about to get underway here for our first road course race of the year in the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series.
Thank you, Darian. Everyone on the 87 team, I know you guys don't do this all the time, but appreciate you coming out here with me, and just got to execute all day, and we'll be good.
Driver Connor Zilic, crew chief Darian Grubb.
And that was Connor Zilic over the radio, making his first career Cup Series start in this 87 Chevy here for Trackhouse Racing. Connor Zilic is a driver in the Xfinity Series that won this COTA road course race yesterday. So, we will see the green flag coming out here soon. And boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys! And already some aggressive racing on the first part from Carson Hocevar. And they go wide there as we see dive bombing turn 1. Oh! And Chase Elliott's already turned around.
Chase around. Good grief.
Wow, talk about aggression already. Chase Elliott, who started in row number 2, gets taken out in turn number 1. What a dirty move already in this game. And now somebody already went off the track, and they're going to have to serve a penalty. Man, this racing's going nuts right now. These drivers are all over the place, and oh my goodness, somebody's already got a lot of damage.
They may not even need a pit stop. Oh, Zilic off pace there, or off track, is it?
Yeah, and as we go back and see that, I'm sure that there was some sort of contact with all that.
Man, we got some crazy racing all over the place here, and we're only on lap number 1. As we see here on the replay, someone just dive bombs the inside and takes out Chase Elliott.
The 9 car and spun him out. I mean, it's as simple as that. You called it, Kevin. I mean, that's Calamity Corner. It has been forever.
And it's his...
You see him all the way back there.
I'm trying to see who this was that knocked out.
No clue he was coming.
I have no idea who that was, but what a dirty move, man.
In your day right there.
The right front is down on Connor Zilic from contact.
And that's Denny Hamlin with damage already on the right front.
I mean, the fender is missing, but it doesn't look like he has the issue that Zilic has with the tire being down. So,
but did they get into one another? The left side of Zilic's car was
crazy, man. We're only on lap number 2. Denny Hamlin is running around with a fender wall off of his right front tire. Got some smoke, but the tire's not going down. And Connor Zilic, the rookie making his first career start, has a tire down, and I think he's already in the pits.
Eased it up to turn 1 up the hill for Tyler Reddick to lead with his teammate Wallace second and Van Gisbergen.
And there he is. Yep, in the pits goes Connor Zilic.
Tire replaced. You know, Bubba had to make a pretty aggressive move because Hocevar actually tried to go on the right side right there.
Oh, and Bubba Wallace gets very loose there
start to slide around
behind the the leader, Tyler Reddick, his teammate,
Here early, Clint.
as they're heading into,
Absolutely. Again, you got these two 2311 cars working together. Bubba Wallace.
looks like halfway through the course here.
He's learning a lot. That outside front row starting position goes a long way.
And now Shane Van Gisbergen,
He's only finished one race here.
right behind the teammates of Bubba Wallace in the number 23 Toyota and Tyler Reddick in the number 45 Toyota. Kyle Busch right behind Van Gisbergen. And we see Suarez pretty loose coming off of the corner there, back in 6th and 7th position, or I should say 5th position, where he is definitely racing hard. And behind him is Kyle Larson in the number 5 Chevy, racing hard behind him. Carson Hocevar is behind him in the 7th position.
But can't quite make the move. Let's see up at the end of the long front straightaway. At the top of that hill, if he has a shot. Hocevar right behind Larson. And no move. Draws right to the bumper of the 99, but Larson could not get by. Behind them, McDowell passes Byron. Michael McDowell, veteran road racer. Moving himself up a spot.
I found what happened. It was part of what happened at the top of the hill with Chase Elliott. Was the aftermath of Denny Hamlin and everybody back there in the back zillage. That's what happened to those guys.
And speaking of Chase Elliott, well, we listened in.
Jamming it in there in the first corner. No, you didn't do anything wrong, but it's just stupidity. But, you know, we'll have to take it back because I've other people like that constantly doing dumb. So, when we get a chance to send them, we're sending that one car. Oh, that's totally fine. I'll do what I need to do, but I just need to make sure I wasn't in the wrong before I do it.
You were.
Yeah, and, you know, we go back
And Chase Elliott and his crew chief talking over the radio are not happy with that aggressive move made to start the race off.
Sections of the racetrack, and right now we're seeing his car right on the back bumper of Tyler Reddick's.
He certainly learned what he needed to learn off of it. You better be careful. He's pushing it pretty hard.
That's 2 laps in a row that he's gotten into turn 19 right there in the back of that car under braking. Just almost locked the back tires up and slide the back car around as he goes over those curbs.
I think he needs to continue to learn from Tyler Reddick. I think Reddick is saving his stuff, knows that the long run's coming. Take care of these tires. They're softer.
And right now we are on lap number 4 here in this road course race here at COTA. It's been crazy to start out, to say the least. Right now, Tyler Reddick in the lead in his number 45 Toyota.
First Ford is Ryan. Oh, trouble front straightaway. Car on the wall. Right past start finish. Ty Dillon had contact with another car and gets it rolling.
Caution is not out.
And the caution flag doesn't come out even though there's a car in the wall down the front straightaway. It's Ty Dillon in the number 10 Chevy.
Back at 30th position.
Oh, and Kyle Busch into the grass. Little too aggressive racing there.
We're told that Austin Cindric, who had a very difficult qualifying session.
And now we see here Kyle Busch trying to get back with the leaders after slipping into the grass. He's currently in the 4th position.
See a lot of smoke out of the right front car. That splitter shoved back into the right front tire.
You can see Cindric gets pushed out by Ty Dillon and watch the aftermath. Didn't like that. Gonna repay it now.
Wow, talk about a dirty hit from Austin Cindric. He sent the number 10 Ty Dillon into the wall because he raced him too aggressively in one of the corners here on this 20 turn road course here at COTA, the Circuit of Americas. And wow, man, a lot of aggressive racing here early on.
SVG, there's you see Ty Dillon having trouble still, but SVG is running these leaders down, those two 2311 cars.
Well,
88 coming.
I think that he's as good as anybody in this.
And Shane Van Gisbergen finding a way to get a lot more speed than the Toyotas are, as he is definitely putting pressure on the leaders right now. Putting up the best lap times here on the track is Shane Van Gisbergen in the number 88 Chevy. And now Noah Gregson in the number 4 Mustang gets loose, but he gets back rolling. No caution yet. And Bubba Wallace gets into the sand
Grigson was 25th.
And Bubba's been pretty loose thus far in his number 23 Toyota here, even though he does hold on to the second place position. But there comes Shane Van Gisbergen, letting him know that he's there. Shane's going to look to pass Bubba here in his number 88. Makes an aggressive move right there, right on the back bumper of Bubba Wallace. And now we're seeing some very aggressive racing up near the front as the number 88 Chevy's trying to get back up there to contend for the lead. And now Bubba Wallace trying to hold off Shane Van Gisbergen as we exit turn 15 and head into turn 16.
Costly mistake. That's what we're talking about.
All right, Ty Dillon makes it around to pit road. Remember, it's 2.4
and now,
miles to get around this race.
As we head to turn 20, down back straightaway here.
We've seen a lot of really impatient moves, a lot of mistakes early in this race, and I think those mistakes are probably going to increase as we see Bubba Wallace get that penalty through the exit.
And Tyler Reddick, 3 road course wins in his 6 full-time years in Cup racing. He's got 1 win and 4 top 10 finishes in 4 starts here at Austin at the Circuit of Americas. What's up, Saquon?
It's fast today. Kyle Busch in the 8th car.
Hey, dude. Danny Hamlin already with a mistake early on in this race here. Lost his front right fender wall and dropped back after there was such aggressive racing to start out here on the first lap here at COTA. And now the leaders have sort of... and Bubba Wallace has to come off the track and serve a penalty.
And I would guess that is a much less severe penalty than if he had to come and do a drive all the way down pit road at pit road speed as you would on an oval for most penalties.
And now Bubba Wallace drops all the way out of the top 10 after having to serve that penalty. He was in the 2nd position, so now he'll give up that position to Shane Van Gisbergen. And now we see 4 Chevys, 5 Chevys, counted 6 Chevys right now inside the top 8. Going all the way to the 10th position right now. 8 of the top 10 cars are Chevys as we head into our first commercial break here at the Circuit of Americas. We do go side by side, so we'll try to keep you guys informed on what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. On the racetrack on this one, babe?
Yeah.
They're doing like Google Maps.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so you can like, I'm pretty sure here like on the stream, you can barely see this.
What do you mean? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. If they just had like a black, background with the track on it, you could see it way better, but they don't have it like that on the race tracker for whatever reason. Is what it is. And now we are riding along with, I believe, the number 3 Chevy of Austin Dillon. Aggressive racing here early on in this road course race here for the NASCAR Cup Series. The driver I picked to win here, Chase Elliott, the guy I like rooting for, man, he got knocked all the way to the back here to start this race out after a very aggressive move. And I've still yet to find out who that car was that made the aggressive move. But according to the radio of the number 9, I believe it was Ross Chastain. He made a move to make it 5 or 6 wide there on the first turn right after we got to the green flag. And man, just poor sportsmanship, too aggressive racing, just not what you want to see to start this race out. And Notably so. I mean,
The Echo Park
Chase
Automotive
Elliott
Grand
is
Prix
very
on Fox
upset
is
about it,
sponsored
too.
by Progressive. Progressive Insurance offers round-the-clock protection. And by Ally, the bank that's your ally. 7 laps in Austin, Texas. A lot of thrill rides here. And the course is one of the best. Here's Van Gisbergen.
And now Shane Van Gisbergen right on the back bumper of the leader, Tyler Reddick. He's hoping he can go ahead and make an aggressive move here to get the lead away from the number 45 Toyota. And Reddick will have to make sure he handles these corners well as we head out of turn 15 here.
Like it could be bad news for the competition. Shane Van Gisbergen, who you see pressuring for the lead right now, up 4 spots since the start of the race. Radio to the team that said my right front feels like it's
Yeah, they definitely got the turns wrong on here because now we just head into turn number 20. And we are down the front straightaway. Kyle Busch not far behind in third place here. And Shane Van Gisbergen right on the back bumper of Tyler Reddick. Really being aggressive here early on. He's got an inside move on him. Reddick a little more out, away from the bumpers, if you will, on some of these turns.
Grip out of the car, you're taking laps out of the car, you're taking capability out of the car, so you're going to have to be really disciplined.
And now Shane Van Gisbergen makes an aggressive move on the inside, and he's able to get around the number 45 Toyota. And now Shane Van Gisbergen in the number 88 Chevy for Trackhouse Racing has the lead. Tyler Reddick's going to try to get it back, but Kyle Busch is now right on the back bumper of the number 45. And as Tyler Reddick tries to battle to get the lead back, Kyle Busch is now battling to get the second place position away from the number 45 Toyota. Really nice, smooth racing here from the number 8, as he's right there, right by the leaders. And now we'll see Kyle Busch try to use his veteran savviness to get his car up near the front. And Shane Van Gisbergen, with 6 road course starts in his Cup Series career, also has a Cup Series road course win at Chicago's street race. And now the number 8 making an aggressive move on the inside of the number 45 Toyota, and Kyle Busch able to get the second place position away from Tyler Reddick. And now Kyle Busch down the front straightaway, past the checkered, the start-finishing line, now makes his way up towards the 88. And now 2 Chevys are in the front, with Tyler Reddick in his number 45 Toyota back in the third place position. As we head into turn number 2 and turn number 3 here, turn 4 and turn 5, we see after the exit of turn 6, Shane Van Gisbergen with a nice exit there, but Kyle Busch closing in on the number 88. And right behind Tyler Reddick, he's got a bunch of Chevys right on his tail, as Daniel Suarez in the number 99 Chevy and Kyle Larson in the number 5 Chevy are close behind the third place Toyota.
Kyle Busch with the Xfinity fastest lap by just
and we see the fastest lap on the track here is Kyle Busch. Connor Zilic is the second fastest lap. Shane Van Gisbergen with the third fastest lap here early on in this race.
Got caught up in that mess at the top of the hill in the first corner. They'll get back in it.
Now he's still on the lead lap. He's a minute 12 back, but he is still on the lead lap in 36th.
Now we are at the beautiful Circuit of Americas as we see that beautiful track. We're still watching the battle towards the front here. And Kyle Busch continues to try to chip away at that lead that Shane Van Gisbergen has. And man, we're seeing a lot of Chevys up near the top 15 right now, with only one Ford right now inside the top 15, and that's Ryan Blaney. Right now we have a handful of Toyotas, but mostly Chevys right now in the top 15.
what to fall
And
off is,
Shane
what the
Van
strategy is.
Gisbergen hopping the
You gotta
tires
have
around
to
a little bit
use
there,
these
being
feet to keep
aggressive,
those
and
tires raised, and you see some footwork right here on
it looks like
SVG's
Van
car.
Gisbergen may have gotten all 4 tires inside the red and white. That could mean he may have to serve a penalty. No word from NASCAR yet.
I don't know any other way to say it. It's an art that is kind of a lost art in today's world, just because most people use their left foot, and he uses that heel toe to go over and match the RPMs on the upshifts and downshifts, and you'll see him keep that left foot right there on the clutch pedal as he goes up through the gears and downshifts with the brake, a little usage of the clutch.
As we see here, further back in the pack, the number 11 Toyota of Denny Hamlin having to battle against Chris Buescher in the number 17 Ford. And right behind him is the number 35 Toyota.
Yeah, me too. And you really
As this
watch
is
his
a
left
battle
foot right
here
there, how he modulates
for
the pressure
19th
on
and
that-
20th
on that
position.
brake pressure.
Brian Priest, the teammate of Chris Buescher, is just ahead of him in his number 60 Ford. As we're watching the footwork here and the pedal work for Chris Buescher and his number 17 Ford. As you see, he's definitely holding the brake.
Very unique racetrack with all the disciplines that go with it.
Look how busy this guy is. Inputs with the wheel all over the place, crazy, chaotic, tap dancing on them pedals.
And now we see the biggest, or the best average finish here in the next gen car is Chris Buescher with an average of 8th place finish here on this racetrack. Or I should say in road course finishes. Chase Elliott is the second most consistent finisher. Oh man, looks like somebody locked up the tires just ahead of Denny Hamlin. I believe that was Ryan Priest. And now, because of that, Denny Hamlin had to back off, and Chris Buescher able to get around the number 11 Toyota. And now, the driver of the number 17 Ford gets himself inside the top 20.
Right now, we're about just north of a second.
And we got 9 laps to go here in stage number 1. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show.
They closed pit road 2 laps before the end of the stage, so I think what you'll see somewhere around lap 17, about 6 laps from now, you'll see most of the leaders hitting pit road to get those 4
So,
tires.
according to the broadcast, they think that most of the drivers are going to start hitting pit road just before the end of this stage. And keep in mind that pit road does close 2 laps before the end of any stage. So we'll have to see what happens here as we head to our next commercial break. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Just waiting to come back from commercial break here as we're nearing the end of stage number 1 here at this road course race at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. So now as we're approaching 6 laps to go here in stage number 1, in the lead right now is Shane Van Gisbergen in the number 88 Chevy. In second place, Kyle Busch in his number 8 Chevy. Tyler Reddick, the pole sitter, is right now in third in his number 45 Toyota. Daniel Suarez is fourth in his number 99 Chevy. Kyle Larson rounds out the top 5 in his number 5 Chevy for Hendrick Motorsports.
The Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix on Fox is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless, real unlimited data, and by Busch Light. Race for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. 7 laps to go in stage 1. Tyler Reddick led the first 8 laps. Shane Van Gisbergen has been out front for the last 5, and we were allowed to sit in on their pre-race team meeting.
Oh, were you?
Solid weekend so far, fellas. We've been working on this for a month at the simulator. Not just our group, all 4 groups working together. And I think that proved out yesterday. Fast right off the truck. Race today, 95 laps, stages 20, 25, 50. There's going to be some mixed strategies. There's going to be some 2-stoppers, some 3-stoppers. We'll let you guys know as we get into stage 1 which one of those we're going to be. 5 sets of tires, including the ones we start on, should be plenty for what we're doing. Have some fun and bring the damn trophy back to Trackhouse. Bring it up.
Van Gisbergen and Kyle Busch have opened up a 3-second lead on the rest of the field.
And it looks like Shane Van Gisbergen and Kyle Busch have increased their lead by over 3 seconds.
Great young talent.
As the first and second place position continue to battle up near the front pretty much by themselves.
So that was pretty big there,
and it does look like there is a couple of corners here that they will allow you to go right inside the red and white bumpers, if you will, on the corners. Man, and there is a lot of drivers that are cutting one of those corners very, very tight.
+9. Josh?
When I talked to crew chief Blake Harris of the 48 car, he said they were disappointed in the way they qualified, but they knew in race trim yesterday that this car was really good, so no surprise.
And we see Alex Bowman, who started the race 21st, now up in the top 10, riding in 9th place position here. And he's got top 10 finishes in all 4 of the Austin races here at the Circuit of Americas.
Up into the top 10. In fact, look at the top 9. 8 of them have something in common.
They're Chevys.
All won on a road course in the Cup Series.
Oh, shit.
Carson Hocevar, only driver in the top 9 who has not.
So look at that.
Here.
8 of the top 10 drivers right now are all drivers that have won road course races here in the Cup Series, besides Carson Hocevar and his number 77 Chevy.
And the way that their car looked, and you see Kyle Larson starting to creep towards the back bumper right now, Daniel Suarez.
Yeah, if you're looking for grip, look no further than what Hendrick is able to accomplish. All of those cars are fast. Obviously, Chase Elliott got turned around at the first of the race. Need to look and see, make sure.
And we see Hendrick has the most road course wins of any team with 6 in this next-gen car.
Bowman's up 12 positions. The 5 cars in your screen. Pretty fast out of the Hendrick camp. A lot of speed.
Well, we have the Hendrick dominance on the road courses, especially with this 7th generation car. 7 straight
Won on a
years
road
with
course
at
in
least
7
one
straight
road course
seasons.
win.
That's the longest streak ever in NASCAR history for Hendrick Motorsports.
And the only one
And now the only organization with multiple road course wins in the last 11 races and won 4 of the last 5 road course races as Hendrick Motorsports continues to dominate.
Cars that are really bouncing over the bumps here. What could that be?
Well, I think it can be a number of things. You know, it could be their spring package, it could be their shock package. I mean, there's just so many things on these next-gen cars that are different than the old cars. As we look at Chase Elliott right here after getting spun out early in the race, and he was so dominant in the Gen 6 car, and now, you know, we talk about him not having won a road course race in the Gen 7 car. So much of it is probably just like today, wrong place, wrong time. He's had the speed, he's had the results to go along with his talent on the road courses, but just hasn't been able to get to victory lane. But I think the Gen 7 car takes a completely different style.
And
of
we're riding
driving,
along with
shifting,
Chase
braking,
Elliott,
throttle
who
usage,
got
what it
knocked
takes for
from
the
the
setup.
third place position
And,
where
you know,
he
I think that's
started
really
in,
changed the
all the way
complexion of
back
who the
into
players are on
27th
the
right
road
now,
courses.
trying to
Larry,
find
I got
his
a
way
question
back
for
to
you.
the
4 to
front.
go here. Obviously, you see cars on
And
pit road.
now,
This is
with
my
4
question. How
laps
do
to
you think
go,
this
we're
stage? Is
seeing
there gonna
drivers
change here?
start to
And
pit.
just
And
was
pit
watching
strategy
Chase
now
Elliott
will
lost all
come into
track
play
position.
here before we get to
Cars
the end
yelling,
of stage
"These guys,
number
what do
1.
they do different?"
Green
what they
flag
should do
pit
is
stops
come,
are
as
going
you
to
see a
be
bunch of
key.
them now,
If you
this
can
will
be
give them
fast
an
on these
additional
pit
lap
stops,
on
that's
those
what's going
stretch
to
of
help
tires,
you
and they should be able to make
get
up
to
some
victory
ground.
lane.
Really, about the only one that can come with 2 to go is maybe the top 2 or 3. The rest
Oh,
of
and
them,
Chris
come the
Buescher
next lap,
stalls
he's
out
gonna
in the
need to
number
go deep before
17
this pit
Ford, and
road
that's going to
closes.
cost him a few
Like Chris Buescher
seconds.
stalled it, trying to exit his pit.
Yeah, and when you're in a position like
There were a
Buescher
lot
and
of clean
Keselowski
stops
and,
there, though, on
even
those
Alex
green
Bowman
flag
right
pit
there, you're
stops.
trying to play
As
the
we go
cards
back
and
to Shane
leapfrog
Van
some of these
Gisbergen
guys
holding
and
on to the
gain
lead
a
here
second and a
over
half,
Kyle
almost 2
Busch.
seconds on those new tires in a short amount of time. So the things that you can't do are make the mistakes like stalling it out of the pit stall, stalling it, or going
And
too
Kyle
fast on pit
Larson
road. You
getting
do not
around
want
the
to make a
number
penalty
99 Chevy
in
of
those
Daniel
types of situations,
Suarez
because
for
that'll
4th place.
override everything that you just tried to do from a
Now
strategy
Kyle Larson will
standpoint.
try to
Kyle
make
Larson
his
did
way
get past
up
Daniel
near the front.
Suarez for 4th place, but can't shake him.
Daniel Suarez is a great, I mean, this track is good for him, and he's doing a great job. Qualified good, keeping his car up front. All the fenders are on it, doing everything you need to do.
And now we approach 3 laps to go here in this first stage. And we have Kyle Larson and Daniel Suarez pitting in their Chevrolets.
You're allowed to come across the wall when that car is 3 pits away and they were over too soon. That'll be a pass-through penalty. That will be costly. And here's the 5 and 99, keeping close company together on pit road as well.
Yeah, well, we've got a parade of cars coming down pit road, and this is the time. These are narrow pit boxes. You've got a short pit wall. These are the times that you just cannot make mistakes on pit road. As you see the right rear tire there on the 99 take a little bit longer than they probably wanted.
Ryan Preece in.
And now a lot of pit stops underway before the end of the stage. It looks like that's what a lot of drivers are doing here for their strategies.
Wallace, Logano, and Elliott, who are now the top 7. Ricky Stenhouse is not pitting.
And there's Denny Hamlin coming out of his pits with that right front fender missing around the wheel.
Or are they?
And we also see the number 1 Chevy who started that wreck come out of the pits as well.
You can't get on the pit road before it gets closed. About the only ones that can get there this lap would be the leader, Van Gisbergen, Kyle Busch, and Tyler Reddick. Pit road's going to close, and that means now Allmendinger back, you won't be able to hit pit road.
So here are the 2 leaders, as Larry points out. Once the leader takes 2 to go, the pits are closed. Are they coming?
Yep.
1 and 1.
That was my point. No, they're both on pit road, guys.
There you go.
Both on pit road, but again, whoa, we got trouble. That's at the top of the hill, I think. Turn 1.
And now the leaders will pit Kyle Busch into his pit, the number 8 Chevrolet. And Shane Van Gisbergen, also the leader, comes into pit as well.
Tight to the left-handers, tight overall, but they're very smooth sailing for him so far. And the 45 of Tyler Reddick running in 3rd place right now. He's been working on which gears he
and Kyle Busch almost able to get in front of Shane Van Gisbergen on the exit there of pit road.
And that's going to hand the lead to Bubba Wallace, who's looking for stage.
And now Bubba Wallace retakes the lead here after those pit stops. And now with 2 laps to go, we got a whole different front of this race.
Now Chase Elliott, as we mentioned, had climbed up into the top 7 because everyone else in front of him pitted.
Well, that just shows you the track position he lost at the first of the race when he got turned around. He stayed on the racetrack and barely just got caught up to him.
So now only 3 drivers that have not yet pitted among the top dozen. Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, and Chase Elliott.
Well,
Ricky
sometimes
Stenhouse and Austin Cindric have not been in.
yeah, sometimes you know.
So
you
only
wanna take
5
the points,
drivers
and
have
when you
not
feel
pit.
like you're not in contention to win the race.
Joey
you wanna take all the
Logano,
points that you can get out of the
Bubba
day to try to
Wallace,
minimize the loss of your finishing
Chase
position. So I
Elliott,
think that's
3
what
of the
you're seeing.
top 5
Bubba
drivers right
Wallace,
now
Joey
are 3
Logano,
drivers that did
Chase
not
Elliott,
pit.
all these guys are trying to just say, hey. we
And
know
you
that
got to
we're
give
not in
your
a
hats
position
off here to
win the
Shane
race
Van
right now, so we
Gisbergen
need
and
to
Kyle
capitalize
Busch.
on all the stage
They
points that
drove
we
so
can to put
well
ourselves
and
in a
had
position
such a
point-wise
big lead
to have a good
that
day
when other
regardless of
teams
what the
started
finish
to
says.
pit and they pitted, they still came out in the top 5 after they pit. That's impressive, even on a road course. And here on the final lap of the stage,
Well, that's okay. It's still top 5, and it's still a lot of stage points.
we got aggressive racing here.
You see Kyle Busch shoot to the outside right there. SVG kind of threw a little bit of a block right there going into turn 1, trying to anticipate what he thought Kyle Busch was going to do.
And Kyle Busch
So,
trying to
turn
race
1 is so
aggressive
unique.
here
Going up that
against
hill, it allows you to
SVG,
really be aggressive
using
under
his
those
number 8
break zones and
Chevrolet
do
to
the
get
things
into a
that it
position
takes
here to get around the number
take a
88.
chance getting in the corner.
But his Chevrolet is strong too as well here.
And I don't know. Somebody needs to be warning him. If I was his crew chief, I would definitely be warning him that he's cutting it too close. That's the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen it.
So Logano, 5.5 seconds back, in no position to challenge Wallace for the stage win. But
And it looks like Bubba Wallace is going to be able to get away with the stage win here as he's approaching the final turn there.
Suarez, Byron, and Allmendinger in the point-paying positions. Final lap, stage 1.
And all of these drivers looking for very important stage points. What's going on, Tyler? Hell yeah, crazy John Cena turns heel, man. That was crazy.
Into 20. And uncontested, he will get the stage win here at COTA. First stage win for Bubba Wallace on a road course. Second place points to Joey
And
Logano.
Bubba Wallace is going to get the stage 1 win here at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas.
The rest of the stage points going to Reddick, Larson, Suarez, Byron, and Allmendinger. Bubba Wallace, your stage 1 winner.
And congratulations to Bubba Wallace getting his first stage win of the season. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are now on another commercial break here. As we see, Bubba Wallace was able to win stage 1 here. We'll go in and check in with you guys here, find out who okay, that's just not going to work, I guess. All right, we see currently now on the leaderboard after stage number 1, Bubba Wallace finishes first. Joey Logano finishes second after stage 1. Shane Van Gisbergen ends up finishing third in his number 88 Chevy for Trackhouse Racing after stage 1. Kyle Busch gets a 4th place finish after stage 1 in his number 8 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. Tyler Reddick finishes out the top 5 here in his number 45 Toyota for 2311 Racing. Kyle Larson finishes 6th in his number 5 Chevy. Daniel Suarez finishes in the 7th position in his number 99 Chevrolet for Trackhouse. So we got 2 top 10 finishes after stage 1 here for Trackhouse. We also see that William Byron finishes 8th in his number 24 Chevy. A.J. Allmendinger finishes 9th after stage 1 in his number 16 Chevrolet. And Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 10 here as those are your finishers here after stage number 1 and his number 19 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. As we see right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the top 10 finishers after stage 1 were Chevrolets, as it looks like Chevy is definitely strong here on this road course track here at Circuit of Americas.
Jamie, but this is the highest point that you could watch a NASCAR race, so over 250 feet, so that's about 50 feet less than the Statue of Liberty. We're 22 stories high. You can see the entire track. It's over 1,500 acres here, and you can see so far across Texas. You can see
they also got glass, see-through glass panels there where you stand.
Could you call,
oh yeah,
we have, by the
great.
way, a see-through bottom. We go all the way down. It's like the Ghost Bar in Vegas. Could you call a race from here?
Chris, I've made some poor decisions in life, and this is going to go in that category as well. I don't know that the height is as bad as the winds that we have today blowing here in Texas. You see the flag sticking straight out, but obviously incredible perspective of the track.
Yeah, it's a really good post there at Circuit of Americas to be able to see the whole racetrack. It's like the best seat in the house pretty much, but as you can tell, there's no seats up there because they don't want people sitting up there.
Chastain made a mistake on the first lap, but I think it shows you that these guys are going for it every single lap.
And for the fans who came up here to enjoy the race, it really is a great view. You can take stairs, which we did not, or you can take the elevator. Let's go back to the guys. By the way, the stage 1 winner here in Austin, he's never gone on to win the race. Mike?
Thank you, Chris. I will not tell Bubba Wallace that.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
So there's an interesting stat for you guys here. We're 22 laps down here in this road course race at the Circuit of Americas.
So Ricky Stenhouse has come to pit road, and so is Chase Elliott.
You can see Chase Elliott changing that toe length. It got bent from the contact early on in the first corner at Chastain. Needing to get that repair fixed, costly here, but let's fix it as early as possible. This car is fast. He was very competitive. You can see that by the speed.
And the number 9 Chevrolet driver Chase Elliott looks like he had to get a toe link fix that was bent and damaged by the number 1 Chevrolet Ross Chastain, who was the culprit there on the start of the race, being way too aggressive into turn number 1, and he took out Chase Elliott pretty much for the most part. So now Elliott in the back of the pack is going to have to fight his way to get back up front, even though he had a fast race car here, and his number 9 Chevrolet started 3rd, but now he's in the back of the pack, and he's going to have to fight his way back up to the front.
By 1 mile, not only do the fans get to see the cars come by more often, but the caution laps are a lot shorter too. Today's aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since 1925, the Goodyear blimp has been inspiring
I think it's time
fans
we
to
have
keep
a burr.
looking up and keep
I
driving
need a
forward.
burr for my NASCAR. NASCAR and beer. You know how it is. I may even make my wife wear the beer cap.
This track is busy.
Beer cap? What do you mean? See, when you're drinking beer at my house, you gotta represent. That's why I got me a little Miller Lite beer cap, because I drink Miller Lite. I still got to get a Bud Light one. I did have one. I had a Bud Light Miller cap, and I also had a Bud Light speaker, a Bluetooth one. And now, I don't got either one.
It's a big turnaround for him. Good opportunity. Made a little bit of mistake there early. Stopped and paid his penalty, but capitalized on all them stage points.
Thank you, my beautiful wife. Hold on, it's not done yet.
Well, gonna ride along today with
Dillon,
the Brez Tree camera, including a 360-degree view on board his Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet.
Don't forget the koozie.
Christopher Bell, who led 1 lap at Atlanta.
And Christopher Bell, last week's winner, currently in 13th position. started 19th here.
Including a 360 view.
As we're looking to see what
Brian Priest has the
the new starting grid will be as we get ready for stage number 2.
Mustang.
Right now in the front, Bubba Wallace in his number 23 Toyota. In second place is Logano in the number 22 Ford. Van Gisbergen in the third place in his 88 Chevy. Kyle Busch in his number 8 Chevrolet is in fourth position. Tyler Reddick. Oh, looks like, yep, we are getting some people pitting here.
Logano and Wallace. Josh.
For Joey Logano, stage points were the important thing, which is why they stayed out for Joey Logano. He said he's loose through the S and through the carousel. He said, I need more stability without giving up the turn. Air pressure.
For Bubba Wallace, there was a plan change because of that stop-and-go penalty, deciding to get the stage points. As for the car right now, he hurt the rear tires early on the run, has no lateral grip, no forward drive, no grip overall. He's been trying to save things and can't save it.
All right, they'll come off pit road and blend in as Ty Dillon comes around. He gets the free pass, and that will put all 37 of our drivers back on the lead lap here at COTA.
And well, as we end stage number 1, looks like the current leaders, Bubba Wallace and Joey Logano, pit right there, and now they'll give up their front row position, and we'll have to see what the new starting grid will be as we get ready to start stage number 2.
Alright, does this look more like a hat that'll fit?
Maybe. Right now it looks like something that you put a hot pot on. Yeah. Kind of like what I put your hot butt on. On a platter. Hell yeah. See big money at Menards.
No.
It's Brandon Jones and Joe Gibbs.
Poured on me after those games. That was awful. So what brings you into Menards besides the great?
Brandon Jones, pretty dang good up-and-coming driver. Look at that, man. That guy's got more rings than he does fingers. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry. Woke up this morning, I smiled with the rising sun, with 3 little birds that were by my doorstep. They were singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, singing, this is my lesson to you, saying don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing don't worry, about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Then I told those birds to shut up, 'cause I need to sleep, 'cause I tell you right now, I really hate it when they go beep, beep, beep.
You tell those birds, babe.
Hell yeah. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out on Tim Reynolds Show. What you know, it's NASCAR racing in the NASCAR Cup Series, though. Hey, hey. Man, I tell you what, man, people need to go hang out, man. You know what I'm saying? They need to go hang out. What's people doing, man? They gotta go hang out.
Charlotte Motor Speedway.
All right, we're back. We're back.
America's racetracks were all the brainchilds of Obert and Smith, who began by building Charlotte Motor Speedway with Curtis Turner in 1960. There are some of the notable tracks that he created. He built these great cathedrals of speed like Texas Motor Speedway, and was quite a visionary. Really helped make this sport as great as it is today. Bruton would have turned 98 years old today.
Amazing guy, amazing vision, amazing life, and the old apple didn't fall far from the tree. Raised some good kids that are doing just fine with this sport of NASCAR.
Well, Clint, we saw shenanigans on the pre-race with you, my friend, making fun of me. We saw shenanigans on the first lap.
Shenanigans! So many shenanigans!
On this restart in turn 1.
And now we're getting ready to get restarted here at the Circuit of Americas. It's the Circuit of Americas. Oh! Who would have thought?
Yeah, but I think yours is a whole lot more handsome than the one covered in hairspray on it.
All right, so the white one over here on your
He referred to both of them as being Kevin and the other guy who works
Is that
with
a
him.
three-legged pepperoni?
Oh, no,
What's going on there?
Just like he's lackadaisical, just like Myers. He's taking a break,
Yeah.
but my God, what an opportunity that landed right before me.
I'm not sure we can be friends anymore.
What do they call them things?
Exactly what I'm thinking of you right now.
Such a perfect fit. Couldn't have worked any better. Here we go. We're going green, boys.
And here we go. Drivers trying to get that last little scuff off their tires as they're coming down to the front straightaway. The pit car has hit the pits. I should say the pace car has hit the pits. And now coming around turn number 20 as we get into the restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys! And we are starting up here in stage number 2. Will they be just as aggressive as we've seen to start the race? And yes, Kyle Larson makes an aggressive move on the inside there to turn number 1. And they go 4 wide coming out of the turn there. But luckily, nobody was spun out, and that's what you want to see. And the number 45 Toyota of Tyler Reddick able to get in front of Kyle Busch and his number 8 Chevrolet here as they go through the S's very aggressively. See a lot of contact there between teammates. The Toyotas, number 19 and number 20. Oh, and Christopher Bell made a big push there coming out of the S's to get in front of his teammate. Aggressive racing to the back of the field. Alex Bowman makes it 3 wide in the number 20. Christopher Bell gets into Carson Hocevar in the number 77 Chevrolet. And now Alex Bowman's trying to take advantage of that. Oh, and Hocevar gets into the side of the number 17 Ford of Chris Buescher. And man, nobody's paying anybody any favors here. That was a pretty big hit from the number 77 right into the side of the 17, trying to make an aggressive move. And now they've sort of evened off. Looks like Buescher's going to go ahead and take that spot away from the 77 for that 11th place position. And Shane Van Gisbergen in the front. Oh, aggressive move there made by Kyle Busch on the inside of Tyler Reddick. And he's going to take the 2nd place position away from the number 45 Toyota. And now Kyle Busch, who has been winless for way too long, is now back in prime position here in 2nd place. And he makes an aggressive move on the inside of the 88. And Kyle Busch has taken the lead here at Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. And now that number 8 Chevrolet looks pretty damn good up near the front. But now the number 88 Chevrolet has got to look behind him as Tyler Reddick is now right on the bumper of Shane Van Gisbergen. Trying to take that 2nd place position. Kyle Busch, your new leader, trying to hold on to the lead here. And they're aggressively racing in the back of the pack as well. As we're starting to see the cars spread out here, a little bit more single file. We're still seeing a lot of cars now aggressively up near the front.
Trying to resume his winning way.
Kyle Busch looking smooth and collective inside the car as they head towards turn 12 and turn 13.
I just sent around a few guys that aren't paying attention to candy stripes in turn 6. They're just jumping to the red asphalt and staying inside of them. So I'm very unclear as to what we're supposed to do.
Well, and so are we. So we double-checked with NASCAR, and track limits are not applied at turn 6 as you set up for 6A.
Yeah, and we were a little confused by that.
So that's what I was talking about earlier, guys. We just got confirmation here on the broadcast that it looks like turn number 6, right before they get to 6A and 6B in this new configuration here on the track, a lot of drivers have been aggressively driving inside what you would say the candy cane white and red bumpers are. And when you go inside there, you're supposed to serve a penalty because you're not supposed to do that at any other part of the track. But apparently it is allowed. Oh, and we see the number 19 Toyota. That's Briscoe. Got a lot of pressure on his back bumper from the number 5 Chevrolet of Kyle Larson. And he's using that back bumper, or wearing that back bumper out of the 19. And Kyle Larson very aggressively trying to get back towards the front. The Chevrolets have been really strong here at the Circuit of Americas on this road course. Kyle Larson's clearly faster than the number 19, but he can't find a way around him. 19 goes through the dirt there. That could open up a hole for the number 5, but, oh man, the number 20 Toyota, Christopher Bell, pushes Kyle Larson out of the way, and he's trying to take away that 8th place position. But Kyle Larson's fighting back, and he's able to just get back in front of the number 20 Toyota. That was an aggressive move by Christopher Bell, and now he's actually under fire from Kyle Larson's teammate, the number 48, Alex Bowman, right on the bumper of Christopher Bell. Now as we head into another commercial break here for this NASCAR Cup Series race, this road course race at the Circuit of Americas. We are side by side, so I will try to keep you guys up to date on any aggressive moves happening that I can see here on the broadcast. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So maybe not exactly like last week, but we're not doing too bad. Not too bad. 24 views, you know? Not so bad, huh? Doing all right. Hey, here we go. Pop open the brewski, baby. Kick back and relax. It's NASCAR racing, boys. Nothing like an ice cold beer on a NASCAR Sunday. There's nothing like an ice cold beer on a NASCAR race day. Hey. So we're already seeing here early on in stage number 2, a lot of drivers are starting to separate themselves from the middle of the pack. And the aggressiveness is definitely taking another notch up. But nothing like we've seen to start the race. I mean, wow, talk about chaos. And I'm sure after the race, Chase Elliott is going to have some strong words for Ross Chastain in the number 1 Chevy. And I'm also seeing it here as we're waiting to get back from commercial break. There's a lot of turns where it looks like these drivers are taking 4 tires on the inside of what you would call those candy cane stripes, the bumpers there. And if you put 4 tires inside those lines, you're supposed to serve a penalty. And I'm just not sure if NASCAR is paying attention to it enough, if they've got the right camera angles or what it may be. But you are not seeing a lot of drivers staying 2 tires at least on that inside of the candy cane stripes. So real interesting to see what's going to happen here. It's time for some radio remix.
So the wind is blowing like hell. I mean, this big ass flag over here by 6 is straight out in the wind. Austin, it is very windy up here, on and off, but if we ever sound screwed up all day, good chance it's that. Windstorm right now. Maybe this helps. Insane wind. Insane. Come on, just scissor lift. I think I'm going to blow off this thing. All right.
Steady 25 miles an hour, and those are big flags, and they are out straight here.
And there's a steady breeze going right now with a temperature of 80 degrees, a track temp of 102 degrees.
Turn 1, you could really feel the wind blowing up there. And from a driver's perspective, it's just those gusts of wind that'll grab the car and push it to whatever direction it's blowing in, inside, outside, whatever it is. Those bursts of wind, sometimes as a driver, Clint, that'll rattle you and question your car as to what's actually wrong or if it was just a gust of wind.
And now we're back here as Kyle Busch continues to extend his lead here. He's led 5 laps thus far. Shane Van Gisbergen is close behind him, about just over a second behind.
Shane Van Gisbergen now
in second.
Seconds back.
He's led 12 laps today, and right now, Tyler Reddick is currently in 3rd place after starting on the pole, and A.J. Allmendinger and the number 16 Chevrolet has worked his way all the way up into the 4th place position after starting 12th in this race. He's raced very good thus far early on, and William Byron right now is in the 5th place position.
Chase Briscoe dive to the inside.
And his number 24 Chevrolet
on the outside, going into 15 right here.
As we're watching Daniel Suarez make a nice aggressive move there on the 19. Oh man, and Chase Briscoe got pushed way off the track by Daniel Suarez. That aggressive move there really pushes the 19 off of the track out of the way. And we see that Suarez now will take the 6th place position away from Chase Briscoe. As we see here riding along with Christopher Bell, he got really loose coming off one of those bumpers there, one of the candy cane stripes, if you will, but able to hold on to it as we come back down to the front stretch.
All right, there's been a lot of talk about track limits, and apparently, well, a number of people were confused. Here's the 16.
All right, NASCAR just made a change. There's no track limits in turn 6, if that helps you. No track limits in turn 6 only. I didn't realize there was.
Well, that's it. You heard me say it, and all the drivers, every single one of them, all the teams are talking about that. I don't think there was a change. I think they just didn't include 6.
Well, we talk about track limits in the S's, and on the old configuration, turn 6 would have been right in the middle of the S's, and I'd have to go back to the driver crew chief handout to see if the specific turn numbers were specified. Regan.
Interesting situation going on right now, guys.
Car, of course, they had that funny little back and forth on the radio a few moments ago. As for the car, though, he was not very confident when he got in that race car this morning. He told me a little while ago before he climbed in, he said, I don't think we're going to be good. We could not get the grip on the front or rear of the car that I wanted. Well, the latest update from AJ, the front of the car needs a little bit more turn, but the back is really good. Shouldn't be surprising. We know how good he is on these road courses, but looking very good right now.
And A.J. Allmendinger has 5 top 10 finishes in the last 7 road course races in the Cup Series. He's definitely one of the better road course racers in the NASCAR Cup Series right now. And you can see here on the replay, or I should say on the view from his front bumper, you can tell the rear end definitely has a lot of grip right now. This is what we're hearing over the radio. He just needs a little more front end grip to help him out.
As usual, he paid the price.
Well, another Hendrick driver who's not going to be very happy is Kyle Larson. Turn number 3, he exceeded track limits. That means that he put all 4 tires on the outside of the candy cane runoff there, away from the track surface. That's cutting the course. You do the stop and go at turn 13 and 14. Van Gisbergen
So now it looks like Kyle Larson and the number 5 Chevrolet will have to serve a penalty as he was caught doing what exactly we just talked about with all 4 tires coming off of the bumper and the red stripes. And we are side by side here during this commercial break. So thank you everybody for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Right now we're 34 laps down here in this 95 lap road course race. We got 12 laps to go here till the end of stage number 2. Kyle Busch has the lead right now. Him and the number 8 Chevrolet, and then also Shane Van Gisbergen and his number 88 Chevrolet have definitely proven to be the 2 top cars here early on in this race. And we can see a lot of these drivers really pushing the limits of their cars, trying to get as close as they can to certain corners, trying to carry as much speed as they can into certain corners as well. A lot of aggressiveness early on in this race.
Hey, baby.
Hello. So the guy I wanted actually got pretty much knocked out the race because he's in 30th.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I picked Chase Elliott to win in the number 9 Chevrolet, but he got hit literally coming out like you're seeing here. They're coming down the front stretch here going into turn number 1.
Yeah.
And at this turn number 1, it gets wider. So someone got really aggressive and made it like 4 or 5 wide here. And the number 1 Chevrolet just took out Chase Elliott literally on the first turn of the race. Like he got spun out. Now he's off the pace. He had to get caught up from the back. And his toe link was also bent. And they've already had to replace that and come down pit lane way more than they'd like. So he's... unless something crazy happens with some cautions or something, he's not going to be able to make it back to the front. And number 88, Shane Van Gisbergen makes an aggressive move there. And he tries to get in front of the 8 of Kyle Busch. And he does. As we come back from commercial break, Shane Van Gisbergen makes an aggressive move in his 88 Chevrolet to retake the lead away from Kyle Busch. And now Busch has to try to find a way to get that speed back and get back in position to regain the lead.
The next 2 corners. So if you don't get it done there, you got more opportunity.
That's a great
And
point.
Van Gisbergen showing off the aggressiveness in this 88 Chevrolet.
For about the first 5 laps, he complained about the front not gripping. And guys, I've talked to a lot of people about short run, long run speed. Looks like the 88 has long run speed. Tyler Reddick does not have long run speed. It can come from several things. The air pressure they're running, how aggressive they are with the setup, especially with the shock settings. And quite honestly, Clint and Kevin, you guys know this. I think a driver can make a big difference in short run and long run speed, taking care of it in early going.
Certainly can. I mean, that's exactly what you see. I think a combination of low air pressure, that's what the turn was. It wouldn't turn for a while.
So now Van Gisbergen crosses the start-finish line there. He has now led 13 laps in this race. And aggressive push there right on the back bumper of the 88 is Kyle Busch as he continues to press the leader.
Not that far behind.
And right now, A.J. Allmendinger is the only other guy able to keep up with the speeds that we are seeing from Kyle Busch and Van Gisbergen. But how about Connor Zilic able to recover from that right front flat tire he got to start this race? He's moved up the most positions out of any of the drivers here on this track, up by 13, count it 14, as he passes the number 6 Ford of Brad Keselowski. Aggressive racing here. Oh, Keselowski gets into the back of the rookie, and now Keselowski makes a nice aggressive move on the inside of the 87. And Keselowski says, "Rook, I'm going to show you how to do it." But the 87 comes right back in on the inside, and it looks like he will take that spot away from Brad Keselowski. The veteran in the number 6 Ford Mustang being pushed by the rookie in his first Cup Series start here in the number 87 Chevrolet. Congratulations to Red Bull being back in the NASCAR Cup Series here, as they're sponsoring the number 87 car of Connor Zilic.
We ride on board with AJ Allmendinger, but Connor Zilic has made his way through the field in a very methodical way, and as he gets closer to the front and starts racing around those guys that have a lot of the same pace as him, it'll be fun to watch the battle of the guys that.
It's really impressive seeing what this rookie's able to do. He had to go all the way back to 32nd position after that flat tire to start the race, after that chaotic start. And now he's worked his way all the way up inside the top 15 as he continues to chip away and chip away, trying to get up towards the lead. Now Connor Zilic, this may be his first Cup Series start, but he's already won 2 road course races in the Xfinity Series, including yesterday's race at the Circuit of Americas, where Connor Zilic was able to get the 88 Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports into victory lane. Oh, and speaking of Connor Zilic, he's making an aggressive move to get on the inside of Ty Gibbs, the number 54 Toyota. As we are on commercial break here, we are still side by side, and it looks like Ty Gibbs got a little bit into the grass and dirt, if you will, there, and Zilic is able to take advantage, and he takes away that position from the number 54 Toyota. And now Ty Gibbs is going to have to try to find to work his way back to get that position back here. And now we're seeing the front of the pack here consist of Van Gisbergen, Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Busch, and AJ Allmendinger. Those 3 have really separated themselves, with William Byron being the next closest driver, who's over 4 seconds, almost 5 seconds behind. The cat sticking his little paw through the dang door. It is adorable. Kitty cat, what's wrong? Mom! Let me in, Mom! What a kitty cat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop showing me Chipotle. It looks so good. Man. It looks so good.
What are you going to do with the chicken?
Eat it.
Okay.
You'll figure something out. You're pretty good at that. Uh-oh, now he's crying. He's crying for his mama. Oh.
What?
And we are back here. Finally.
Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, and you see right there, A.J. Allmendinger is starting to pull in on the back bumper.
And that's right, A.J. Allmendinger. A.J. Allmendinger. That is a NASCAR racing name. I don't care who you are. He's now getting close to the back bumper of the number 8, Kyle Busch.
On these road courses, Allmendinger's just
as we're at 39 here of 95 left to go in this race.
To the edge of its capability.
We have 7 laps to go here in stage number 2.
To carry it beyond what the car is actually capable of. I think these COTA guys have really benefited off of
Make sure you get tangled up in nothing.
And everything that he brings to the road course program to put themselves in a position.
We see further in the back, Ty Gibbs once again feeling the pressure from a lot of drivers, including his teammate Denny Hamlin, and now the number 7 there of Haley, able to get around Ty Gibbs for the 19th position, and Gibbs just keeps dropping back. Not sure exactly what's happening with his car, or if maybe he just doesn't have the handling on that car the way he wants.
And there's our dog too, hi Trey. Dust up of the day in the first corner of the race. Ahead of them in 13.
And now we're riding along here with
that really set the tone.
Ross Chastain,
part of this race for him. I mean, we expected
who started this race out not the way anybody would want.
Forward hasn't really been in contention to run in the top 5, Clint.
As he's currently running in the 13th place position, which I'm sure Chase Elliott would be happy to be riding along in right now.
Yeah, he started 9th and was trying to lead coming out of turn 1. That didn't work out well for him, and even worse for the number 9.
And currently, that's where Chase Elliott is in no man's land, driving in position number 32 after Ross Chastain just takes out Chase Elliott.
Yeah, he's just in there way too far. You know,
and that is just, to me, that is just, you can't do that as a NASCAR driver. Ross Chastain comes in there way too hot, way too aggressive, and then just takes out Chase Elliott. Like, you got to pay a fine or something for that, man. It's literally the first turn of the race, and someone needs to tell Ross, you have got to pull the reins back when you do that, man. Because I promise you this, Chase Elliott is going to get in the grill of Ross Chastain after this race. You can bet your ass on that.
2 laps to pass each car as he has climbed back up through now to 14th place.
Well, we knew this kid would have pace. We knew that he would.
And there's Connor Zilic now currently in 14th position. Man, he's already jumped up about 4 spots since we talked about him just a few minutes ago. Got all the way back into the 31st position here. And we'll see what the Xfinity race winner from yesterday here at Austin can do here in this number 87 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing. And he's coming right behind one of his teammates, Ross Chastain. Most certainly looking like one of the faster cars here on this track.
Ends in about 5 laps. If you go back to the end of stage 1, several drivers came with 4 to go.
And here we go. We're having our first pit stops here before the end of the stage. As we see Austin Dillon in the number 3 Chevrolet pits here with 5 laps to go here in stage number 2.
You're going to give up a ton of track position. So it's kind of a cat and mouse game.
Thanks, Larry. They will stay on the lead lap after making those pit stops.
And this is just not a track that is notorious for a bunch of cautions. We see a lot of green flag runs here, so you know, playing that strategy to try to catch.
Is he being bad, Kitty?
I mean, you have to get lucky anywhere that you go.
Stop biting the cord, man. You're not supposed to bite that.
Just because of how few cautions we typically have, especially in the middle portion of the race.
William Byron in 4th. Now he's
say hi.
4.5 seconds
Can you
back
say hi?
Allmendinger.
Look at that. You want to be a good kitty now you're in front of the camera and everybody, huh? Yeah. This is our troublemaker. His name is Midnight.
That's William Byron. He's doing what William Byron does. He's quietly there, waiting for the moment.
Looks like he's comfy, though. You don't ever lay in my lap this long.
You see that in his stats.
He's a good boy, huh?
Serving his penalty right there. Not sure that he came.
It looks like Denny Hamlin's having to serve a penalty there.
California stop.
Yeah. But I think that back to William Byron, being able to keep yourself in the race is sometimes half the battle.
Oh, now we got a jealous doggy,
He's
too.
just never in the middle of any kind of controversy.
As we're seeing Chris Buescher in the number 17 for. You're going to bite Daddy in front of the camera? Is that it?
Well, you see Buescher kind of stumble there and out
There you
of
go,
the pit
baby.
stall. These cars are hard to get going with the way that everything.
All right, lots of drivers there coming down to pit lane, including Daniel Suarez in the number 99 Chevrolet.
But we can't make mistakes on pit road, and we've seen that a number of times.
When the leaders are going to pit is what I'm curious about. With 4 laps to go in the stage, when you get to 2 laps to go in the stage, that's when pit lane is closed.
For cutting the track at turn number 5. Things cycling through here as we ride with second place Kyle Busch. 1.5 seconds in front of him. That's Shane Van Gisbergen, who's now led 19 laps here in Austin.
These long green flag runs are fun. And we're going to see that at the end of the race because you really start to see cars start to back up. You see who has the best long run cars.
We see up front, A.J. Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, and Shane Van Gisbergen continue to lead the front pack of this race.
Attrition. This is hard on these drivers. They're so busy out there, shifting, turning, all these different corners, all these different things that's going on. This is a very tiring race. It's hot out here.
Trouble for John Hunter Nemechek, who you saw in the back of that picture a second ago. Commitment line violation coming to pit road, and here's Caitlin.
Well, the 24 William Byron is saying, I need to work on the car. It'll lose the S's, and it's starting to lose some lateral grip as well. We saw also Chase Briscoe, and he's been methodically making his way through the field. He said it felt good on the long run, but not enough left rear grip in the short run, guys.
Kosovar making his pit stop as other drivers exit. There's Zilich going out. Note how the drivers' names are on pit road. They were stenciled in there early this morning after pits were selected to help the fans know who was stopping in which pit. Really nice touch here. You see Larson stenciled just on the outside of
they've
the
got
number
trouble.
5.
They've got trouble. That's exactly what we were talking about. You got to minimize those mistakes, but the left rear tire not on or having some
Oh
issues
man, looks like the number 5 Chevrolet of Kyle Larson is having some trouble in the pits.
Line violation. You see that box. Oh, he was inside it, but chose not to come to pit road, which is going to make extending his string of top 10 finishes. He's one of only 2 drivers that started the season with 2 of them. It's going to be tough to extend that after.
You already got him crying.
Well, you see right there, he was obviously carrying too much.
Kitty Cat's like, I want to come watch NASCAR too. As we see the leaders, Kyle Busch and Shane Van Gisbergen coming down pit lane here.
Busch obviously spent quite a bit of time at the front of this race, led 9 laps, pretty quiet about the feedback on the radio. His spotter just saying, don't overdo your entry into one. Regan.
Shane Van Gisbergen in the 88 car right now. He made the turn better with the last adjustments crew chief Steven Doran did. Now he's just needing a little bit of overall grip. He told him I could give up some through the right-handers in the 16.
Oh, and somebody's missing a tire, and that is Kyle Larson, as his day just goes from bad to worse. They had a problem with the back left rear tire, and now he loses his front right tire, and that's going to pretty much end the day more than likely. Wow.
That'll be bad news for next week.
Well, certainly a penalty, but it's off the course, so I think that would be fine.
Yeah, we should stay green from that. Ryan Preece is now the race leader. After several of the drivers have made their pit stops.
Oh, and Kyle Busch makes an aggressive move to get around Shane Van Gisbergen.
Well, these cars are difficult because of the way that those tires lock on there, and sometimes when you have a loose wheel, it's hard to identify what's going on. If it's one of the rear wheels, you'll feel the rear end start to shift around as that
And
lock.
Kyle Larson has to be pissed off.
On the axle, and won't come off, but sometimes you don't feel it.
And now we see Ryan Preece riding along with him, who currently sits in the lead here, but he has yet to pit. And somehow, some way, Kyle Larson able to get that car back into pit lane on 3 tires. I don't know how he was able to do that. You would have thought for sure that car was getting parked or going into the wall somewhere.
Up the front straightaway and past the start-finish line.
And now we are at 1 lap to go here, the final lap in stage number 2.
Here to minimize the losses of their day, and today, you know, we've seen it in stage 1. Now you're going to see it again in stage 2. You want to make something out of your day, like we talked on the points, and now it's
Crazy
Ryan
kitty.
Preece, Ryan Blaney, Michael McDowell trying to gather those points in stage 2.
More points for Bubba Wallace as well.
Yeah, and he's definitely put himself in a position to have a good points day for sure, which is not something that they've always done on the road courses.
Yeah, if it stays the way it is, that's 13
And
points.
Ryan Blaney trying to get a good finish here in stage number 2 for some stage points.
Did not have the fastest car coming into today's race, obviously, so a chance to maximize stage points.
Yeah, and we haven't seen really any of those Fords be competitive as far as keeping up with the Toyotas and Chevrolets. They've just not had the speed that those cars have had. We've talked so
As
much
we see
about
here
them,
coming
super
down
speedways, but,
the last few turns of this 20-turn racetrack, Ryan Preece continues to hold on to the lead. Ryan Blaney right behind him. Michael McDowell in 3rd place in the number 71 Chevrolet. Then Kyle Busch and Shane Van Gisbergen, AJ Allmendinger, Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Chase, Christopher Bell, and Daniel Suarez round out the top 10 here as we are approaching the end of stage number 2.
Coming to 20, and Preece, who led from the pole at Martinsville in 2023 and scored the win in stage 1, is going to pick up his 2nd career stage win here by 2.4 seconds over Ryan Blaney.
And there it is right there. The green and white checkered flag at the end of stage number 2, and it is Ryan Preece, driver of the number 60 Ford Mustang for RFK Racing. What's he doing now?
He's in my bag.
Of course he is.
What's that?
Feeling good. Like I should. Oh yeah. Got my sun shining on my Sunday best. All right, animals can fucking leave.
Whoopsies.
Get to see this watch happen in real live time now. And yep, oh, there it goes, right there. Chaos, complete chaos. Oh my goodness.
Alright. Come on, out.
Let's go, animals. Out. Get the frick out. Love you.
Midnight.
Love you, animals, but you gotta go.
Is he out?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were messing with him.
No.
There they are. Good boys.
Bye, boys. Love y'all. Dang, man. The animal's about taking out the whole setup around here. I mean, I pushed the desk up. I made some more room. I guess it wasn't a room enough for them. Man, kids will be kids, right, babe?
Yeah.
Freaking hey. All right, guys, just waiting to come back from commercial break here.
This looks more like an adult-sized hat, though, right?
Yeah, babe.
Not the other one?
Huh?
Not the other one?
Not the other one, yeah.
The Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix on Fox is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places.
How aggressive is too aggressive? Do you think he did anything wrong, or is he just...
Keep standing on the gas,
Okay.
Carson. keep standing on the gas. As long as you have shoulders big enough to take all the criticism and everything that comes with it. You know, he made a big mistake with Blaney and got off center and
all right, cool. They can't hear me.
out.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Guys, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Cheers to y'all, man.
He has a driving style that is very aggressive. He's not scared to put that car in places that it shouldn't be and take chances. And there's going to be some times when he's got 4 or 5 guys mad at him after the race. There is no better way to learn.
Join Kevin and the crew every Tuesday and Thursday for NASCAR's #1 on the charts podcast, Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour, presented by Echo Park Automotive. You know, in 15 years, Darrell Waltrip said a lot of great things up here in this booth, and one of them was, I'd rather take a young driver and rein him in than take a young driver and have to try to speed him up.
Can't speed him up. You can only pull the reins back.
Well, that's a fact. And Carson's fast. They've made their cars better. And I think you've seen that with the performance and things that he's put on so far this year. But, you know, you got to make sure you got to correct some of the mistakes that you make. And if you're okay with having those broad shoulders and learning on the fly, it's very good that he has the speed. So you just have to correct some of those mistakes.
Well, let me add one thing to that. You've got to earn the trust of the people you're racing with, too.
Well, eventually it's going to find us, I think. You know, they all say, last week, we're going to wreck him, Nobody's really wrecked him.
Well, you got that yesterday in Xfinity.
Hell yeah, we balling.
Okay.
Shark
and that's going to happen, but that's okay. I mean, take your lumps and
right now they're talking about the aggressiveness here as we see Shane Van Gisbergen and Kyle Busch got the most stage points here today. Bubba Wallace and Ryan Preece also get the 3rd and 4th most stage points here in this race.
I think that's just it. He is fun to watch. He's going for it. He had an opportunity. I like it. He took it. Made some people mad. Apologize on Monday.
And now we will see pit road very busy here.
Your stage 2 winner, happy with the pace of that car. A little struggles in 3 and 4, but otherwise like the way that car is trending. For Ryan Blaney as well, he said he needs a little more rear grip in that car. He said he's still struggling a bit, but the car is getting better as the run went along, guys.
But it's interesting that you hear Preece talk about
very nice, clean pit stops here for the most part on most teams. Nothing big going on pit road thus far.
Slow sections, not so good through the S's.
All right, 2 stages are history in Austin. Who will capture the flag at the end of this
Larson driving around on 3 tires. Oh, man. That is just hilarious. Shibbidi-bidi-bidi-what-up-bop. Banana phone. Shibbidi-bidi-bidi-bidi-do-what-up-dop. Banana phone. Hey.
Yeah.
Did you hit the like button out there?
I did.
Okay. Oh, man. This has been a very interesting race thus far, guys. Very interesting race. Thank you, everybody who's been hanging out. Appreciate everybody. You guys rock. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum.
So, what's the next NASCAR track we're going to go to?
Our next track? The baby wants to know what's the next track we're going to.
Not
you know?
the one we might go to in June.
Oh, I can't wait for that. That's going to be so much fun.
Like the next new track that we've never been to.
Oh, me and you.
Yeah.
I thought you were actually just asking, like, what's the next track that the NASCAR series is going to?
No, like, if you could pick, like, where would you want to go next?
I mean, Talladega is like a must. We got to go to Talladega. But like I told you, those smaller tracks are going to be the more fun ones to go watch races at. You know, like getting to go to the Stadium of Racing, which is Bristol Motor Speedway. That would probably be a really cool one to go check out. That's in Tennessee. And then trying to think of one that's like close by. That'd be really cool to go check out. Kansas Motor Speedway might be pretty cool, but they don't race there every year. I mean, I know that one's close by. So yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't really thought about it too much because some of the ones that I really like to go see, they'll be pretty far. Like Sonoma is another one of the road course races that they do.
Where's that at?
That's in New York. Or like on the outskirts of New York or something. And that's like, whew, that one's big on my checklist because that's like one of the funnest road courses to like see these drivers race at. What other racetracks would be pretty cool? I mean, go down to Homestead, Miami. They got a fast racetrack too. That's pretty cool down there in Florida.
Yeah.
Texas Motor Speedway also is pretty dang fun to watch. Watkins Glen, although I don't know where that one is.
Oh, wow.
Watkins Glen. I'd have to look that up. That would be also another fun one to go see. Darlington's supposed to be a really fast and aggressive racetrack too. That's in South Carolina. My Aunt Doreen's been there a few times.
In position to maybe end that 59 race winless streak, the longest of his career. What surprised you?
Yeah, I think the pole setter Tyler Reddick, we thought he was going to be a contender to run with SVG and some of these guys up front, has faded back just inside the top 10, but expected a little more out of him today.
Shane Van Gisbergen came in as the favorite in this, according to those betting and the odds that were put. Ross Chastain in the one car. This is lap one, turn one, and the one car into Chase Elliott, causing some problems. Denny Hamlin also has worked his way back after that, and Connor Zilisch, the 18-year-old, went down a bit, but has worked his way back.
Yeah, Zilisch is back up into the top 14. We see right here, this could have been a huge wreckage. You see Austin Cindric gets into Ty Dillon right there, puts the 10 car into the outside wall. Didn't bring a caution out, though. They were able to get back, and Bubba Wallace, after a penalty, was able to go on, Chris, and win stage one.
Yeah, and Shane Van Gisbergen has led the most laps, taking the lead from Kyle Busch.
And we see Shane Van Gisbergen and Kyle Busch have been in the front pretty much most of this race. And tough luck, bad luck there from Kyle Larson.
Byron, by the way, has worked his way back up from far out. And who's free falling?
Fun. The kid's freaking out, man. They don't look like fun at all. The heck is my wife is so into thrill rides.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this battle with SVG and Kyle Busch.
I'm gonna take you to more freaking amusement parks.
It won't be near as easy when they get to battle towards the end.
Yeah,
but I tell you right now, if you ever take me on a cruise ship with a freaking roller coaster, no. Roller coasters do not belong on floating ships in the middle of the ocean.
Kyle Larson would be the free pass.
Maybe go-karts, because I love go-karts so much. I don't really care about that. But I'm just saying, like,
all stopped just before the caution or during the stage break, except one, Larry.
Yeah, everybody is on a two-stop strategy except Michael McDowell, the 71. I love his crew chief, Travis Peterson. He's like the Mad Hatter. They pitted at lap 23. He'll be able to run about 10 laps to be able to pit and make it to the end. But what may have led to this, Mike, Kevin, and Clint, is that penalty at lap 17 over the wall too soon. That led them, I think, to get off strategy of everybody else.
Thanks, Larry. So 5 Chevrolets.
So now here at the restart, and we'll be at 50 lap 50 here of 95 at the Circuit of Americas here for the NASCAR Cup Series. Race in Austin, Texas here in 2025. We will see Michael McDowell in the number 71 Chevrolet as we get restarted here. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys!
There again, the 88 car did not get going well.
And now we'll see how aggressive everybody gets on turn number 1.
McDowell on the inside in yellow is going to lead him out of turn number 1 with Kyle Busch.
And pretty clean here.
Yeah, and what those guys are hoping
and now we see Kyle Busch on the inside of the 71 trying to retake the lead and take it away from Michael McDowell in the number 71 Chevy, who's going on pit strategy here. He's got the older tires ahead of Kyle Busch, who's on the newer tires. And there goes Kyle Busch, the aggressive move on the inside, and he takes the lead in his number 8 Chevrolet. And now Michael McDowell and his number 71 Chevrolet moves back to second, with A.J. Allmendinger close behind him in third. Shane Van Gisbergen in the number 88 Chevrolet is in fourth, and there is some chaos near the middle of the pack behind him. And now it looks like Allmendinger's able to get around McDowell and able to take away that second place position. And there goes Van Gisbergen with an aggressive move there, trying to get around the 71, and he does, to take third place. As Michael McDowell's pit strategy looks like it's dropping him back quickly here, but he's hoping that when he has to pit here in about 9 laps, that he'll be able to come out in better position than he would have been. Oh, and we got a car spinning in the back, and that looks like Daniel Suarez, and oh man, that's a bad spin out, and oh, there's a car into the wall, and that's Connor Zilic. Oh, man. And in his first Cup Series start, that is not the way he wanted it to go. And now Daniel Suarez with big damage on the right front as we get into our first caution of the day. As we check out the replay here, Suarez, oh, got loose and spun. And oh, and then Connor Zilic, bad luck, just couldn't get out of the way, and bam, plows right into the right side of Daniel Suarez, and that will more than likely end the day for both of those drivers, both Daniel Suarez in the number 99 Chevrolet and the number 87 Chevrolet, driven by Connor Zilic, making his first career Cup Series start. Both of those drivers race for Trackhouse Racing, so a tough blow there for Trackhouse, as we do have our first caution for cause here of the day at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas, this road course race here for the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season.
What's caution for cause, I mean?
So, after every stage, my love, there is a caution, which is technically, you know, like a competition caution. It's the end of the stage. So they bring the pace car out, let the drivers pit if they need to before they restart the race for the next stage or for the final stage or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is the first actual caution for like a wreck or an incident on the track where they have to bring out the yellow flag to slow everybody down.
Oh, it's the first one of the race?
Yep.
Oh.
So, in other words, like most old school NASCAR fans would say, it hasn't been very exciting racing here today because of all the green flags we've seen. It's not NASCAR racing until you got some wrecks, right? At least that's what they say. At least that's what they say. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on the Tim Reynolds Show. Hey, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, don't you know? Hey. If you guys haven't noticed, got my beautiful wife hanging out with us here on the chat, even though you guys haven't got to see her much because I got the screen set up the way my screen do. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for hanging out here on the show. And next week we head to Phoenix, where we will go to our 4th race of the year. But we all know what Phoenix is most important for. That is where we will find out who will become the 2025 Cup Series champion at the end of the year.
Under caution at turn number 19. Daniel Suarez and Connor Zilic.
Boom! And as a team owner, that is it just always seems to work that way. Two of your cars smashing into each other, but that's definitely 50% of the cars that Trackhouse had all wiped out one exit right there. So right here, it looks like what happened. you see this curb right here. You want to put the right side tires on the exit or on the candy cane part of that corner, so you'll split that hot dog curb that's below that. It's an extra curb on the inside. And I think Daniel Suarez, you see that access road right there? I think what happened is he got too low, and he got that left front tire to bouncing, and then the car just pitched around on him immediately. But yeah, right here you see that hot dog curb. You want to put the right side and split that curb. And I think this road right here is what got the car bottomed out and pitched the car sideways.
You see a lot of loose gravel in the dirt.
Yeah.
Tough luck there for Daniel Suarez.
Cutting that.
A little greedy, getting a little greedy.
Well, there's speed there, because if you miss that apex on the candy cane part and don't hook that hot dog curb, you wind up wide, and then you wind up wider on the exit.
Now, stopping in the pits is the 48 of Alex Bowman. He was under penalty for cutting the course at turn number 5. He'll have to restart tail end of the longest line.
Yeah, that's exactly what we explained. I've done it several times in this car, but the suspension will bottom out on those stops.
That road, just like you were saying.
And you hit that road, and it just pitches the back of these cars around. So you have to be super careful. I wrecked the very first practice session at California Speedway, Clint. You remember this. You were covering it. As you're going to see Connor Zilic just pile into Daniel Suarez right here. Oh, man. But when that the rear suspension bottoms
tough
out like
break
that,
there for Connor Zilic, who was fast coming from the back of the pack to the front after having a tire down to start this race, and then unfortunately runs into his teammate Daniel Suarez, who spun out. And now 2 of the 4 cars racing here today for Trackhouse Racing have been taken out.
This goes right back to what we talked about with William Byron, right? You know, you have to keep yourself in these races and not make mistakes on the racetrack, not make mistakes on pit road. You know, you not have the gremlins of everything that can happen with the mechanical gremlins. So there's just a lot of things that can go wrong with your weekend, even if you have speed.
The AMR safety crew on the scene helping the drivers involved. Well, it's been eventful. I mean, right from turn 1, lap 1, we've had action, but we've also had some stellar displays by Shane Van Gisbergen. We had Tyler Reddick at the front. We've had Kyle Busch.
Well, you definitely have 2 different styles of cars. It looks like SVG's car doesn't take off very well. He's talked about the front tires not working well. It looks like the 45 car takes off good, and AJ Allmendinger has put himself in position to be a contender in this race. But right now, Kyle Busch has control.
Leave some meat on the bone for me, boys. I'm telling you, Allmendinger, you took the words out of my mouth. Allmendinger, AJ Allmendinger made that pass on SVG. I think that's important. He's going to be hard for SVG to get back around, but keep your eye on Bell and Byron. Those cars are both capable of getting the job done as well. I think they're slowly but surely, methodically getting back up to the front with
And that's right. We do see Christopher Bell and William Byron are respectively in 5th and 6th position here and could definitely contend for the lead of this race.
Well, here's Alex Bowman.
I lost 5 spots already. Like, tell me you've never competitively driven a race car without telling me you've never done shit. Yeah, they're going to use common sense and don't want to over-officiate.
Totally understand. It's bad timing. There was nothing. I mean, if you went off the track, there's no question, but the biggest hit there was the fact that caution came out. We talked about this in the pre-race. That's a thing, right? It's potential, and that's exactly what happened. He was, before he got a chance to serve the penalty, admitting the caution came out. Now you got to go to the tail end of the longest line.
Well, you talk about luck, right? And sometimes it's just bad luck, and the timing of that just didn't work out for them, and unfortunately came at a bad time.
The worst time. Now, Larry, everybody was on pit road between lap 40 and 43, with the exception of Michael McDowell, who is still out there. He has not pitted since lap 23. You have an idea of what his strategy might be, and can it be successful?
A lot of time here to get the track back together.
He can hold a light to those cars up there, especially he's got 20 more laps on his tires. This could buy them a better finishing position. But right now, Michael McDowell and everybody else has to make one more trip to pit road. I think McDowell will come somewhere probably around lap 59 or 60. And honestly, for everybody else, Mike, that's when the window opens to make it to the end. They may run a little longer, but lap 60 is the magic number essentially for everybody to pit and make it to the end.
Yes!
All right, we're cleaning up here in Austin with 43 laps to go. And Kyle Busch in command of the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix.
Bang, bang, bang. And I love the way you talk. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, bang. All right, guys, and we are under caution here. Our first caution of the day at Circuit of Americas. And unfortunately, with that caution, that does mean that Daniel Suarez and Connor Zilisch are now out for the rest of the day. Appreciate you guys hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Well, hi there, kitty cat. I don't think you're supposed to be in here. No. Oh, yeah, he snuck in all right.
Midnight. Come on. Come here. You're so cute.
Oh, what a cute kitty he is.
Sounds like Taco Bell.
What? Don't do that. Already seeing all these commercials at Chipotle. The last thing I need to hear you start talking about Taco Bell. I'm going to send you to freaking McDonald's or something for dinner.
No, Taco Bell.
No. Taco Bell not good for the booty. Not good for the belly or the booty. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole. All right, so after that last wreck, it looks like that's going to end the day for Connor Zilisch and Daniel Suarez. And by the way, NASCAR, you need to get your stuff together, or maybe I should say Fox, because somebody's got the Toyota symbol next to Connor Zilisch. Okay, I know it's his first start and he's a rookie, okay? But he drives a Chevrolet. Chevy, okay? The most dominating manufacturer in NASCAR. The best, all right? So let's make sure we put some respect on that, all right? That bow tie. Hey.
Hey.
Love you.
Love you too.
Seven different leaders led by Shane Van Gisbergen for 20 laps and Kyle Busch for 13.
And we've seen 7 different leaders with 12 lead changes, and 34 cars are still on the lead lap of our 37 original cars.
Won the stages. Now, can Kyle Busch, winless in 59 attempts,
that's right,
hold off road race winners A.J. Allmendinger and Shane Van Gisbergen?
Kyle Busch, who has been winless in 59 straight races, the longest winless streak of his career, looks to end that streak here in this one.
Well, they're going to all be more aggressive. I mean, we're just in that window that we're running out of laps and time to be able to put yourself in position to win this race.
And we're definitely going to see some aggressiveness here on this restart. I guarantee that.
Struggled on the restart. It's just kind of launching, and then you've got McDowell on the inside of row 2 that, you know, he took off better than we thought he would, but he still got old tires.
Cheers, guys!
3, 2, Byron and Bell. Then Briscoe, Chastain, Reddick, and Hocevar, the top 10. As we go back to green.
And here we go. We're back. Green flag racing. And a big block by Shane Van Gisbergen on Christopher Bell, who has to bump him out of the way as the number 20 Toyota tries to make a move on the inside of William Byron now. And he pushes everybody to the outside. AJ Allmendinger too aggressive around turn number 1, and it's Christopher Bell who now takes the second place position as Kyle Busch pulls away in the number 8 Chevrolet. And as we go through the S's here, Kyle Busch definitely extending that lead, but Christopher Bell has now been able to get himself all the way up in the second place position. Right behind him is his teammate Chase Briscoe in the number 19 Toyota. All of a sudden, now the Toyotas have come to race here with 41 laps to go. Aggressive 2-wide racing here as we're heading halfway through this 20-lap, 20-turn racetrack. 3 wide heading into that corner.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the 88 car of SVG just doesn't fire off well, and we saw him have to defend against.
And now Shane Van Gisbergen is going to have to be aggressive to get back towards the front after he was passed by 6 different drivers and now finds himself in 7th place. Just able to get up ahead there of Michael McDowell to take that 7th place position. We also see Ross Chastain, his teammate, right behind him being aggressive as well. And now it's Kyle Busch in the lead. Christopher Bell in the number 20 Toyota is pressing his former teammate as his Toyota looks fast here on the short run here off of the restart. Right behind him, Chase Briscoe in the number 19 Toyota looking impressive here as he has had to work his way from the back to the front. And number 24, William Byron in his Chevrolet has been able to race really good here throughout this race here at the Circuit of Americas.
We're fairly certain that the Gibbs cars are good on the long run.
And now,
Kyle Busch's car has been solid, but I don't know if
in 5th place is AJ Allmendinger, who's having to find his groove again after that mishap on the restart.
Cleaning up outside turn number 19. What does that do to our window? How early could you stop?
Yeah, Mike, they ran 4 caution laps. I think the window realistically opens about lap 58, about 3 laps from now. But I think a magic number's lap 60. That maybe built you a little bit of an insurance for an overtime. But I think you're going to see some drivers run long on this run, maybe as long as lap 70, just trying to catch a caution.
All right, let's check with Regan.
Mike Connor-Zilic checked and released from the care center. Not the start of the race that you wanted or the end, but in the middle stages, a lot of speed. What are the takeaways from today?
Yeah, I mean, we had a really fast Red Bull Chevrolet. I've had so much fun preparing for this event, and that second stage driving from outside the top 30 to 14th, I think, was a lot of fun, and, you know, passing a lot of guys that I used to watch on TV growing up. So,
oh, we got the number 48 spun out here, but he's able to get things back rolling. No caution flag.
Thanks, Connor.
And Connor Zilic a little disappointed with this finish, but what an impressive debut for him. Got a flat tire to start the race and able to come from the back in near 30th position, 30-something, and able to come all the way back up to 14th place before unfortunately being caught up in that wreck. And now the number 24 Chevy, William Byron being aggressive, getting around the number 19 Toyota of Chase Briscoe and taking away that 3rd place position. And now right behind Chase Briscoe is AJ Allmendinger in the number 16 Chevrolet, pressuring him to try to get around to get inside the top 4.
Because we don't want to run 37 laps on the tires, so you got to run at least 10 laps longer than that guy at the first pit. So you have enough advantage you can actually pass him.
So now William Byron getting pit strategy from his crew chief here as he finds himself in the 4th place position here currently. Pit strategy is definitely going to play a big part into what is going to happen here.
How disappointing is it with as good as you were today?
It's very disappointing, Regan. This is not the way I want to talk to you. Our car was good. I thought we were going to have a top 5 run. I don't know if we're good enough for the win, but a top 5 run for sure, top 7 maybe. And lower pressure, the car is lower, you know, hits everything harder. And I just hit the curb, you know, that big sausage right there, and it spin me out. And unfortunately that my teammate Connor was out there, and he hit me, and
tough break for Daniel Suarez, man.
You know, I could have spun out of myself and keep going, but unfortunately he was there. And
thank you everybody for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.
was a little bit of smoke, and unfortunately he decided to go right, and there wasn't much room there. So a little bit unfortunate, but nothing we can do now to learn and move on.
Thanks, Daniel.
This track is picking up. You see the shade on the racetrack. It's getting darker out here with the cloud cover. And guess what else is happening? Lap times are picking up. Christopher Bell finally made his fastest lap of the race by the first two cars. As a matter of fact, first time in the 1:39.2 bracket.
And looks like a lot of the cars on the track are starting to get a little faster with cloud cover now coming onto the racetrack, making the racetrack a little bit cooler, which is definitely going to increase the speeds here in the tires.
But the shade coming over the racetrack has definitely picked the pace up.
And that'll work.
As we're currently seeing Christopher Bell trying to work his way to get up to that lead position around Kyle Busch. Busch racing very well here at the Circuit of Americas as he tries to end that 59 race winless streak.
Second back to Briscoe, Allmendinger, Van Gisbergen.
And now, Christopher Bell still in second place. Behind him, William Byron, then Chase Briscoe, A.J. Allmendinger, Shane Van Gisbergen, Ross Chastain, and Tyler Reddick round out the top 8. And then teammates Justin Haley and Carson Hocevar round out the top 10, and their 7 and number 77 Chevrolets.
Ryan Preece in 16th, he and teammate Chris Buescher, nose to tail. And finally,
and there goes Michael McDowell in the pits.
After being on a completely different strategy.
On a different strategy than everybody else. And he'll make sure that car gets full of fuel.
Getting into turn 6, they're actually cutting that corner now that they all know that they don't have to worry about the track limits in that corner. They're all cutting it straight to the grass to get that entrance even wider into 6A.
That'll be changed next year. You watch.
And when I look at 6, it's almost like the NASCAR is saying, okay,
that,
the grass is going to look
baby,
too
you're
too far.
guys. My wife has just become a NASCAR fan over the last few years since we got together, and even she's smart enough to ask the question, why do you have the rule if you're not going to apply it on all corners? Well, babe, they have a new track configuration here, so I think they're trying to give the drivers the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, on this new configuration, it's not that big of a deal if you cut the corners, but you gotta, this is the thing with NASCAR, it's been going on for a while, guys. They're not consistent enough with the rules and regulations that they have in NASCAR. I don't really like it. But you make a very good point, my love. A very good point. It's like, why even have the rule if you're not going to apply it everywhere?
Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, and I'm glad we pulled this camera up because right now you're going to start to see, you're going to start to feel as a driver, you're really going to start to feel the physical aspect of what's happening today. And see Chastain and Reddick kind of missed the apex of turn 1, but look at his right hand. I mean, there's just a lot of shifting. There's a lot of left to right corners that put the G-forces from one side of your body to the other side of the body, which affects your core, and all these bumps. And as we go into 6 right here to the right and back through 6A and 6B, you're going to see the impact of the driver as you go over the bump, especially as we come off this corner right here.
Aggressive racing going on here at this road course.
And the WeatherTech cam for Shane Van Gisbergen, right foot braking, unlike just about every stock car driver ever. And what we call heel and toe, usually it's with
and Van Gisbergen right on the back bumper of A.J. Allmendinger, trying to find a way to get back up towards the front.
Yeah, I mean, look how far ahead he's turning his head to look as far ahead as possible in the corner, and that is, something that really you can see really well as he gets loose right there going into 16, kind of a corner that it just seems like it'll never end, and he got loose getting into that corner. A lot of partial throttle right there. See that heel toe into where Daniel Suarez spun out in 19 right there and down into 20. You ride this curve.
And the number 88 Chevrolet trying to find a way to get back inside the top 5 and get back up towards the front, contending like he has been doing all day long. After this restart, after that caution, We had a lot of drivers make aggressive moves, including Christopher Bell in the number 20 Toyota, who now finds himself in second place, just behind Kyle Busch. As we're seeing on the replay here, more aggressive racing. And, oh, man, some contact there from Grayson to Hocevar. And Hocevar somehow, oh, man, looks like he just barely keeps it off the wall. That could have been deadly and bad for both of those drivers.
That pass on the outside, because that's what got him into the tire pack at the outside of 6A in yesterday's race.
These first two guys are pushing each other to the max. Another fastest lap of the race for them, 139.75, a 67 behind him for Bell.
So those are wipers.
As you go back to Hocevar right there, you see that Noah
they do on road courses.
By him. So
yep, NASCAR now has an option for wet tires. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Right now, 35 laps to go. Not much going on. A lot of the drivers have really separated themselves here. The front of the pack, we're seeing Kyle Busch leading right now. Christopher Bell in second place just behind him. Right now, it's just pretty much him and Bell in the front. Briscoe and William Byron are behind them in third and fourth, but they're more or less racing with each other than the leaders at this moment. And we see that Christopher Bell, over the last 2 laps, has actually dropped further back behind the leader than he wanted to. With 34 laps to go, last week's winner is trying to find a way to make it back-to-back victories here at Austin, Texas, Circuit of Americas.
Well, I want to go back to what Rudy Fiegel told William Byron just a few laps ago. Yeah, the window's open for everybody to make it.
Man, thank you guys for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe.
Stephen Duran just choked Shane Van Gisbergen. That's 10 laps on your tires. I want to run 10 more. I think the whole repercussion is they don't want to have to run 35, 36, 37 laps on their tires. So I think that's why they're going to run a little further.
So we're hearing a different pit strategy here for Shane Van Gisbergen than we normally hear for a lot of other drivers here at Circuit of Americas. And oh, on the inside, A.J. Allmendinger making a move to get around Chris Briscoe. And Briscoe trying to make a move back on the number 16 Chevrolet. And he does keep the inside and forces the 16 completely wide. And we see Chase Briscoe is able to hold on to that 4th position spot, away from A.J. Allmendinger. It looked like Allmendinger was going to make the pass, but Chase Briscoe able to stay aggressive and forces the number 16 wide on a corner, and that pushes Allmendinger back to the 5th place position. And of course, now we will be heading to another commercial break here after we see some aggressive racing. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Thank you, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as we're heading to our last pit stop of the day, or what should be the last pit stop of the day, with 33 laps to go. We are side by side here on this commercial break, so I'll try to keep you guys informed on whatever action we see on the racetrack. Man, thank you, everybody, for hanging out on the show. Appreciate it. Getting towards the end of the race here, the exciting part. That's right. And for me, what's really exciting, guys, man, 59 straight races in the Cup Series since we've seen Kyle Busch win. That's too long if you ask me, guys. Kyle Busch deserves this win here. He has raced very, very well. Him and Shane Van Gisbergen have been the 2 dominant cars here at this road course at the Circuit of Americas. So Kyle Busch now finds himself up front. Christopher Bell right behind him. But pit strategy is still going to come into play. And oh, we see A.J. Allmendinger able to get around Chase Briscoe for the 3rd place position here. A nice move there as Briscoe tried to make another aggressive move. As we see there, Ty Gibbs pushing the number 6 Ford Mustang of Brad Keselowski out of the way, but that aggressive move does not pay off as Brad Keselowski is able to hold on to his spot there near the back of the pack. And now after that beautiful pass, A.J. Allmendinger finds himself in 4th place, right behind William Byron. But they are very, very far behind the leaders, as William Byron is almost 4 seconds behind, with Shane Van Gisbergen and A.J. Allmendinger and Chase Briscoe over 7 seconds behind the leaders. And what I mean by that is pretty much in the front of the pack is Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell. Bell is almost a second behind the leader, pretty much right on his tail. And now they're well ahead of the rest of the pack. And now we're still side by side, waiting to come back from commercial break here, as we see Van Gisbergen being aggressive right on the bumper of Chase Briscoe.
Next week, NASCAR.
And next week we will see NASCAR Cup Series racing at Phoenix Raceway. Thank you everybody for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Guys, don't forget to please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Van Gisbergen and Briscoe for 5th place. Allmendinger just ahead.
Yeah, these two guys have been going at it right here.
He was blocking him.
And we see here on the replay, Van Gisbergen able to make an aggressive move, a little bump there, a little nudge, if you will, to get around the 19 of Chase Briscoe. But it looks like
wound up fighting there, and Briscoe cost himself 2 spots.
Van Gisbergen's able to make an aggressive enough move to get himself back into the top 5. And Tyler Reddick takes advantage of the battle between the 88 and the 19 as the driver of the number 45 Toyota now
Every one of them has been to victory lane since
puts himself in 6th place, as we see Chase Elliott, one of the first drivers on pit road, trying to work a pit strategy that will hopefully get him back towards the front.
If Kyle Busch is better or worse, I'm sorry, Christopher Bell is better or worse, but I think his car is better if he can actually just make the pass and get some clean air.
He makes a run at him, just like you said, gets right to his bumper, can't do anything with him, and it's like his brain and his mind's telling him, all right, back up, let's save our tires, and then he runs right back to him. But make no mistake.
So Kyle Busch now in the lead, 31 laps to go here, as we see him and Christopher Bell battle it out near the front. Right now, Bell is almost a full second behind Kyle, but definitely within distance to make a move if Kyle should slip up. Right now, William Byron right behind them, kind of keeping his distance, if you will.
This racetrack, because it has such different sections of the racetrack where you go up the hill, you have heavy braking, sharp corners, and then you dive down into 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's got that flat flow of the S's, so really what you want in those sharp corners and the forward drive corners is a lot different than probably what you would want out of your car in the S's.
Well, I think they're giving you all they got. The biggest thing is
and now we see here,
a stop here, and
Kyle Busch continues to be aggressive through the S's.
Now, that's the stop is going to make the difference in the end of this race.
I don't think there's a more motivated driver on this racetrack than Kyle Busch.
You got that right.
To see me as a winner, he has said he won a truck race this season. Some would say taking candy from the kids in the truck series. Some would also say yesterday Connor Zillage stole all the candy from the grown-ups in the Xfinity series. Okay, that's racing, but it's been 59 races since Kyle Busch has been to victory lane in NASCAR's Premier Series, the one he races in every week and the one in which he most wants to score.
Well, it's been one for the other one, so let's see who wins.
1 week, right?
Rear tires are going away.
There it is. Rear tires are going away. How many laps more will they go?
Well, I think that's going to be.
And now we're going to really find out with 30 laps to go here as we approach 29 laps to go. We are really going to find out how pit strategy is going to take place and really play a big role into who wins this race. Right now, Christopher Bell is the only driver within distance of Kyle Busch. William Byron is about 2.5 seconds behind the leader, and about a second, maybe a second and a half behind Christopher Bell for second place.
I'm not sure these two exchange Christmas cards. They do have a history together.
Yeah, it was here.
Here's a look at it.
Kinda, yeah.
That was 3 years ago, and this was last year.
Yeah, I mean, this is just what happens when you're racing in the front. But Kyle Busch, he was not happy about the way that the last one went in 2024. So he voiced his displeasure with Christopher Bell after the race.
Woo! And at last year's COTA race in 2024, Kyle Busch was taken out by Christopher Bell, and he damn sure wasn't happy about it. And you know Kyle Busch is not that guy to let that stuff slide, man. As he's here in his Rebel Bourbon number 8 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. As he tries to hold on to the lead here, you can tell the tires are starting to go away for both of these Cup Series drivers. And now it's just a matter of time to see who's going to start pitting first here near the front of the pack.
Great effort out of his camp. Holding it pretty well out there. Justin Haley, top 10.
Well,
guys, we've reached 150 views on this live stream. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate all the love and support, guys. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
The things that they've been doing to try to make their race cars better, and we've seen.
Now we have 28 laps to go here in this race for the Cup Series at the Circuit of Americas.
Last year for sure.
Well, he's the leader of the Young Guns category, drivers 25 years of age and younger. He had a runner-up on the road course at Chicago in 2023 to SVG. All right, Bubba Wallace.
And we see Bubba Wallace, driver of the number 23 Camry, is making his pit stop with 28 laps to go. We'll see how this pit strategy pays off for one of the drivers who started on the front row here of this road course race at Austin, Texas.
Struggles that the 8 car has had on pit road. This will be the most important pit stop that they've had over the year to execute correctly.
With a lot of pressure on him.
This week, Fox College Hoops Friday tips off at 8 Eastern with the Big Ten Showdown.
And yeah, right now, the big question is for these remaining 27 laps is what is pit strategy and what role is pit strategy going to play here in determining who the winner of this race is going to be?
Look back at our pole sitter, Tyler Reddick. He's in 6th place, 9 seconds off the lead. A little further back in 8th, we hear Ross Chastain is headed for pit road this time. And here is William Byron in the pit lane. And Tyler Reddick. Business is picking up.
And we're seeing pit road business pick up here as William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, and Ross Chastain have all pitted inside the top 10.
Scheduled pit stops under green to get you to the finish.
And this should be the last pit stop for each of these drivers.
These drivers right here, they got about 16 laps on their tires. They're going to have to go 27. We've already heard about drivers complaining about the rear tires are gone. That's one reason I think they wanted to stretch this run a little longer, is to not have to run that many laps to the end.
And the guys up front, they have a little bit of space to burn, Clint. You know, even if you're giving up a.
And we see the leaders in the top 4, or I should say top 5, have yet to pit.
Cars is pretty big. From
the top 4 cars have yet to pit. Shane Van Gisbergen, AJ Allmendinger, Christopher Bell, and Kyle Busch.
And that would be with 26 to go.
Money stop, Clint.
Yes, it is.
they come.
And the leader, Kyle Busch, is pitting here on this lap with 27 laps to go, and Christopher Bell is going to stay out on the racetrack. And Christopher Bell will take the lead here as Kyle Busch heads into the pits.
Pretty quiet on the radio. The main feedback he says is it takes too long to fire and get going. That's what Kyle Busch has said. Quiet otherwise as we approach potentially ending that 59.
And a nice quick pit stop there for Kyle Busch. Beautiful. Beautiful. And now Christopher Bell is in the lead. AJ Allmendinger and Shane Van Gisbergen are just behind him. Those top three drivers still need to pit. And we will find out who will be coming around here after we get through these round of pit stops. With 26 laps to go, it's still anybody's race right here now with this pit strategy going on.
You know, just being able to capitalize on the speed of the tires. It all just depends on the circumstances of the end of the race. And I think from third, fourth back, I think those guys figured that they needed a little help if it ran green anyway, so why not take a chance?
This is the race, and that's exactly the decision. That's a lot of laps on the race.
So after that pit stop, we'll find out where Kyle Busch ends up here in the running order.
Well, the best news for Kyle Busch is that he came out in front of a whole pack of cars that were already on the racetrack, and now he's at the head of that group. So
and that's good. Actually, Kyle Busch comes out running fifth after that terrifically good pit stop for him. And this is going to put him in prime position as we see AJ Allmendinger, who was riding second, now is pitting here on this race. Thank you guys for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as we're going through our last round of pit stops here in this road course race here for the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series at Austin, Texas, at Circuit of Americas. A nice, fast, clean pit stop there for AJ Allmendinger.
Now, Kyle Busch is the first of those who stopped.
So now we'll have to see what it looks like for the rest of the front of the pack.
Last year, Bell did the same thing. He ran long and almost ran down the leader, the eventual leader, William Byron.
Well, and right now, that's why they're telling Kyle Busch that he needs to maximize everything that he can with these laps, that he's on new tires, clear racetrack to match everything that Christopher Bell can do on his tires. So it's, you know, it's a game of time right now.
That's right. It does look like Kyle Busch is in prime position here to be able to win this race. Nice clean pit stop.
Gosh, he got so lucky right there.
Man, thank you guys for hanging out on the channel. Don't forget, guys, to hit that like button and subscribe. And here comes Christopher Bell. The leader will pit with 25 laps to go.
And now comes in for what should be his final stop of the day. Caitlin?
Yeah, talking to crew chief Adam Stevens earlier, he was very complimentary of Christopher Bell's road course prowess with those 2 road course wins that he's had, but he's been very quiet.
A lot more people in the chat. Now we see Christopher Bell pitting, hoping for a nice clean pit stop here. Looks good thus far. And now Kyle Busch will retake the lead coming down the front stretch. A good clean pit stop from the number 20 Toyota crew for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Christopher Bell will come out somewhere inside the top 10.
And Kyle Busch ran a 1:40.13. So.
And I'm glad you said that because the last lap of the 20 car was in the 1:42 bracket, way off the pace.
And now Shane Van Gisbergen is the one who retakes the lead after that round of pit stops there. And Van Gisbergen has led 20 of the 71 laps thus far throughout this race at the Circuit of Americas. But he still needs to pit. Him and Ryan Blaney, I believe, are the last 2 cars that still need to pit. And they run first and second right now.
Or being so lucky to be in front of. So
yes, Kyle Busch already pitted. He's in prime position right now. He's third, already pitted, already ahead of other cars. Huh?
That's a lot of racing left.
Yes, Bell did pit as well.
Now, Austin Cindric has had a horrible weekend since practice. Did not qualify well, said it's the best.
You got that right. Austin Cindric right now running in the 5th position, although it's been 31 laps since his last pit stop, so he's going to still need to pit before the end of this race. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as we got 23 laps to go here at this race at Circuit of Americas.
And they have had, we thought they were okay in practice, best of the Fords probably, but they have really struggled since the
Be right back, guys. Wife's going to hold down the fort.
Ryan Blaney got us up to 2nd spot before making his stop.
Larry, is it surprising you that Van Gisbergen is staying out this long?
Yeah, the only thing I can figure that Stephen Duran is trying to do is basically split it in half. That way he's not having to run a lot of laps on either set of tires. But the downside, and I know cautions have been few and far between. The downside, if a caution comes out, his day is done. His day is done. These guys have just pitted before fresh tires.
Well, I don't think they thought they could win, Larry. I think that they just were like, hey, we got to do something different because they were just too far behind. And you know, if this, if we get to the end of this run and those tires fall off a cliff, that might be his only chance.
And we're hearing a couple more laps before he will make his stop. Van Gisbergen.
And Mike, that'll about split it in half right there. That'll be very close to it.
I think it's going to surprise these other cars that fall off. We haven't seen this many laps run all day, and you told us that, Larry. I like this call. I think the back half.
All right, we're back. We're back. Sorry, I thought the wife was going to sit in, but looks like the chair did its job.
So Van Gisbergen is going to need to run, let's say, 5, maybe 6 less laps on his tires than Kyle Busch.
So now we're at 22 laps to go here as Shane Van Gisbergen goes past the start-finish line. We'll see what he's able to do here. Appreciate everybody hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Just trying to work through these green flag stops. And we'll see.
Well, you see Shane going through turn 2 right here, so it's definitely...
Yeah, copy.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good up here leading all by myself. You sure?
And guys, he's complained the entire race. Not good on fresh tires and low air pressure.
Well, one thing that will help that is clean air, and I think it'll be interesting to see where he comes out on the racetrack because I have a feeling he's going to be right in the middle of that group that Christopher Bell was in.
And right now, Van Gisbergen in his number 88 Chevrolet is well ahead of the pack.
Josh Berry on pit road and Van Gisbergen.
But he still has to pit here. He's got one more pit stop to make.
Green flag stop certainly won't help the case of being slow taking off because you don't have the chance to build the air pressure up under a caution stage in or something like that.
So it looks like Van Gisbergen should be pitting this time around, but he does have a pretty decent lead right now on the second place driver, that is Kyle Busch. So maybe, just maybe, on a fast pit stop here, Van Gisbergen, and there he is. He's heading into the pits right now. Woo! And he came in fast. Hopefully he doesn't get a pit penalty there, as he tried to carry as much speed as possible into the pits. And now, Van Gisbergen with a good pit stop should be able to come right back out on the racetrack amongst the leaders.
You see the darn at the end of that run that it was starting to come to him, starting to feel pretty good overall for the lack of grip that he's had. They'll do 4 tires here.
You ready? All the way. Grab your zone.
He leaves his pit stop in 3rd spot, but about 5 cars are going to overhaul him before he gets out on track and up to turn number 1.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, was he was going to fall into that pack that Christopher Bell fell in, but he's going to fall all the way to the back of that pack behind Todd Gilliland.
And after that pit stop, Van Gisbergen falls all the way back to 8th place. So maybe not as good as he would have liked, but still a clean pit stop. And now, with 21 laps to go, it looks like it's William Byron and Kyle Busch up near the front. Christopher Bell is just behind William Byron, not too far behind, but right now it's a two-car race.
So Kyle Busch back to the lead, Byron 2.3 back, Christopher Bell 5 back, Allmendinger 10, and Reddick 11. Now, thanks to Toyota, we're going to stay right here for commercial-free racing from Austin. Let's go Toyota all out.
Oh yeah, baby, we going Toyota all out.
Riding with Christopher Bell, 5 seconds off the lead right now. His pit stop at lap 71. The last among the lead group, absent Shane Van Gisbergen, who came in at 74. Tyler Reddick started from the pole as 23:11 swept the front row, driving in tandem on their qualifying lap, and Bubba Wallace almost getting into the back of Reddick a time or two in qualifying.
And we didn't really know where Tyler Reddick's car was going to wind up on the long run, but he has definitely been off a little bit more on the long run than I'm sure they even thought.
Yeah, I think Kyle Busch is going to win. This is his race to win right now.
Battling hard, sometimes probably
as we see Chase Briscoe currently riding in the 6th position,
for this team from the first 2 races.
Having a good race here at the Circuit of Americas.
Still with that spoiler penalty from Daytona under appeal. Bubba Wallace.
And Bubba Wallace currently 17th. Actually has gotten all the way up to the 15th position
for today's race, and he's worked his way solidly back up in the top 20. Currently in 15th, 30 seconds back of the leader. So Bell has kind of been holding station here at about 5 seconds behind the race leader. That gap varies by half a second either way. A look at Ty Gibbs, who is in 23rd on the lead lap, 38 seconds out of the front spot, and last pitted on lap 69. Toyota Gazoo Racing determined to push the limits on the racetrack, and this season you can get an up-close look at the GR Garage showcasing Toyota's.
So right now we are watching some Toyotas in the back, Danny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs and his number 54 Toyota.
Toyota is competing under the global. The Gazoo Racing brand has achieved success globally through Akio Toyota's pursuit of using motorsports to test and refine vehicles under extreme track conditions. At select races this year, fans can check out the GR Garage, which highlights Toyota's commitment.
So that's what I was talking to you about at the beginning of the season. That's Toyota's new revamped racing program.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool. The Gazoo Garage is what it says? Yeah, Gazoo Garage. Huh, interesting.
EP car was fielded by Dan Gurney's team.
And speaking of Toyotas, we're riding along here with Christopher Bell in the number 20 Toyota, who's had a really, really good race thus far here at this one. But the leader is Kyle Busch, driver of the number 8 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. And with 19 laps to go, Kyle Busch really wants to end that 59 race winless streak here in the Cup Series. Can he make it happen? I think he can, chat. Hell yeah!
Gisbergen there ahead with Briscoe now.
Well, we know he has the biggest tire advantage
of
anybody in the field with as long as he waited to pit. So make quick work of Briscoe right there.
That 15-second gap is a lot. Well, yeah, 15 seconds.
Yeah, and like we talked, I mean, they knew that they didn't have a chance.
As we see here, Shane Van Gisbergen's able to get around Chase Briscoe for the 6th place position.
Going to be their best shot.
As Shane's trying to do whatever he can to get back up towards the front and start contending in this race. And right now, we're riding along with A.J. Allmendinger. Oh, and now we see the number 45 Toyota, Tyler Reddick, with an aggressive move on the inside of the 16. And now he passes by the Chevrolet of A.J. Allmendinger and now has the 4th place position. An aggressive move made there by Tyler Reddick as he's able to get his number 45 Toyota in front of the Chevrolet of the number 16, A.J. Allmendinger. And now we see Christopher Bell trying to drive the damn tires off of that number 20 Toyota to get near the back bumper of the number 24 Chevrolet, William Byron. And he's going to have to find a way around Byron if he wants any chance to get up towards the leader, that is Kyle Busch.
Off the turn 4 and going for it at a horse race, but can it last? There's still 18 laps to go.
Well, he doesn't need to.
Don't abuse those tires.
And he doesn't need to waste a bunch of time.
Oh, and we got two cars spinning out.
That car's in the gravel.
And we see that the number 11 of Denny Hamlin, that Toyota spun out. And now we see Austin Dillon in the rocks. And I believe that is going to bring out the caution.
Yeah, that's high-sided. That's not coming out of there without the hook.
Bobbed it in there and locked up both fronts and wiped you out.
All right, Kevin. Now who is a benefactor of that?
That is not what Kyle Busch wanted.
Tires, put him right back into contention with those guys.
That's his teammate, too. Austin Dillon brings out the caution.
They knew that they weren't going to catch up because of how far they were behind. Now they put themselves in a position for a tire advantage.
The question is, have they made the right adjustments today to give him fire-off speed? That car has not been that quick on restart.
But that's not the case anymore. He doesn't need to take the fire-off speed. That was low air pressure. In my opinion, it was low air pressure. That's back out the window. He's been running laps.
Okay. NASCAR will get Austin Dillon out of the kitty litter there. Here's what happened.
As you see on the replay, oh! Denny Hamlin looks like had a tire down and just takes out Austin Dillon. And that is not the way Austin Dillon wanted the end of this race to go. And Denny Hamlin, once again, bad luck after he started this race with the right front fender just being blown out. Obviously with some sort of damage or a tire going out for Hamlin. And that definitely cost him at the beginning of this one. And they are able to pull Austin Dillon out of the rubble there and gets him back in this race. Ha! And his car's just dropping pebbles everywhere. But dang it, looks like that back left toe link on the back left tire is bent and possibly broke. So he's going to have to baby that thing and get it back to pit road and hopefully be able to get that repaired and fixed so he can get back out on the racetrack. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. We're at commercial break and under caution with 17 laps to go here in this Circuit of America's race in Austin, Texas. The first road course race of the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out on the channel. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to Tim Reynolds Show. Let's fucking go. And now we see here under caution, this should be an interesting restart coming up here. And Kyle Busch is definitely the guy that didn't want to see that caution flag come out after he got himself a pretty decent lead. Now, with maybe about 15 laps to go by the time we get done with this caution here, maybe 14, we're going to find out if Kyle Busch can hold on to that lead. Right now in second place, William Byron and his number 24 Chevrolet. Oh, well, this is all going to be mixed up here as we see a bunch of drivers pitting to try to get some new tires to help their track position. Cars pitting include the number 35 Toyota. We also see the number 9 Chevrolet of Chase Elliott also in the pits. Looks like the whole second half of the pack came into the pits and made some sort of adjustment.
Stupidity, but, you know, we'll have to pay that back because I'm over people like that constantly doing dumb. That was an absolute bull. Yeah, for sure. The two just hooked you there. I got a flatter wheel coming off right front came off. You alright, bud? Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't see anything on both smoke. You did amazing, buddy. You did nothing wrong today.
Denny Hamlin, and his brakes are already locked up by the time he gets to Austin Dillon, but
I'm not sure. I think that was dirt, Mike. I think he was sliding through the dirt right there that had built up on the racetrack because they keep running through the grass right through that section and throwing it backwards.
Now, they pulled Austin Dillon out of the kitty litter, but watch what happens as he drives away. When he was spinning his tires back there trying to get going, all of those pebbles had to go somewhere, and here they come.
I was going to say, if that's kitty litter, the cat's been in it, it's clogging up. Clotting up.
Good point.
Are you sure?
I've actually cleaned a litter box before.
Yeah.
I know you haven't. You already told us.
That's right.
All right, we had a lot of pit stops, but they are from 17th on back. Let's get an update from Regan.
Well, Mike, just to update the 88 of Shane Van Gisbergen, we mentioned how he didn't like that last set of tires that was on the car. He struggled for grip everywhere. Right now, he said the car is much better with this set of tires, just a little bit free with the back of the car, meaning it's sliding around just a little bit. So keep an eye on him with those fresh tires and happy with it. And the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger, the exact opposite. He thinks he has a bad set of tires on the car. It's the first time all day long that he's been adamant on the radio complaining about how the car is driving. Unfortunately, they decided they had to stay out. They couldn't give up the track position right here, so kind of swapped roles with these two cars.
All right, so the cars that did not.
So A.J. Allmendinger in the 5th place position does not like his set of tires on his number 16 Chevrolet right now. And Shane Van Gisbergen, who's been complaining about how bad the tires have been throughout this racetrack, says he thinks they finally got a good set on that number 88 Chevrolet.
One from 9th position.
Well, it's definitely, this is getting ready to get physical. I mean, it's going to be rough. You're going to have to take some chances. We saw Ross at the beginning of the race, you know, go down to the very inside and bulldoze a couple of those cars because he was just carrying too much speed. So I would say you're going to see that aggression here again.
Well, if you like door-to-door action, you're going to like next week. We move over to FS1 for the next 6 races. We're going to be in Phoenix, in the Jewel of the Desert, Phoenix Raceway. Pre-race at 2 Eastern, green flag for the Shriners Children's 500.
And next week we will be at Phoenix Raceway in the NASCAR Cup Series. And Phoenix is famous because that is where we will end the Cup Series season and crown the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion.
I liked it before they repaved it.
And man, we got Las Vegas after that, Miami, Martinsville, Darlington, and Bristol coming up on the schedule as all 6 of these next races will be on an alternative affiliate. Come on, man, you gotta have NASCAR on the main channel. What are you doing?
Able to have a lot of success there at Phoenix, and hopefully, I don't think I'm going any further. I think 9's it, Clint.
And now here we go.
I'd say that's it, old buddy.
Looks like we will go back under green with 14 laps to go here in this track.
What did you call it?
In this racetrack.
That's a quinella. It's a horse racing term where you pick the first 2.
We've lost control.
Caitlin.
Yes.
Well, Mike, I'm with Randall Burnett, crew chief for Kyle Busch. He's in pretty good position right now. How impressed have you been with your driver's efforts today and the whole team as a whole?
Yeah, Kyle's done a great job today. We've had a really fast Chevy Rebel Bourbon Camaro. You know, it's been a great day for this 18. Great weekend, honestly. We unloaded and we weren't very fast right off the truck, so we all put our heads together and worked really hard on this thing and got us a really good car. You know, it's gonna. Unfortunate to see that caution. I think the 20 was a little bit better than us. He's got a couple of fresher tires, and that 88's got the freshest tires. So we'll see what happens here. It's gonna be exciting. Whatever happens, Kyle's done a great job. And
they are talking to the crew chief of the number 8 Chevrolet, and Kyle Busch is going to hope to get that number 8 Chevrolet into victory lane here today, and I think he can get it done.
He's got one of the best in the business as far as aggression on restarts, and Kyle Busch is a driver, but there's all sorts of talk. We need to pay attention to the Jews here. will William Byron take that front road? What do you think, Kevin? Do you want the outside? You know they're going to be coming on the inside. Will you get shoved off the racetrack?
I don't want to be on the outside because this is getting ready to turn into a war.
So
This is what's getting ready to happen, full-blown battle. But I think that the inside gives you a position to be able to shove the guy off the track.
It looks like it may be 13 laps to go before we get back restarted here, as we're still under caution here at the end of the race. The Grand Prix at COTA, the Circuit of Americas here in Austin, Texas. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. Thank you guys for hanging out on Tim Reynolds Show. Don't forget to hit that like button, don't you know? And we are on commercial break once again. My bad, but you know, we gotta keep it cool right here in the chat. Ahow! All right, guys, so with about 14 or 13 laps to go, we'll get restarted here. Who do you think will end up victorious and in victory lane here in this 2025 NASCAR Cup Series race from the Circuit of Americas, our first road course race of the year here in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2025? I most certainly am going with the veteran, Kyle Busch. He is hungry for a win. But you got to watch out for guys like Shane Van Gisbergen, who has the least amount of wear on his tires right now as far as drivers inside the top 5. I actually should say the top 6 because Van Gisbergen, I think, is going to line up at 6th here once we get restarted. Hey, yo, what's up, though? Boom, ba-dum, bum. All right. Now the light's going to go off here. Man, looks like they're taking their sweet time with this caution.
So it took 3 overtimes to get this race finished. Turn 1, Calamity Corner, Clint.
It was one after another. Vividly remember this, Kevin. I know you were in it somewhere, but we could not get them through turn 1, caution after caution, attempt after attempt, and I think this is exactly what you're going to see again.
Yeah, I had gotten to the back of the pack, and you just put yourself in a position to push the guy in front of you and shove him out of the way. So I think that we're getting ready for a pretty intense battle right here at the end.
Woo! And this restart should be intense, folks.
I feel like 3 is probably the spot to see here for 1, but like that lane gets jammed up, and it seems like it's almost worse. But if you're on the outside, you get shoved way wide. Like it's tough. I think 3, you're guaranteed to come out the other side. Yeah, I trust your judgment.
That's not what he chose.
No, it's not. But what he's talking about is, and we saw it with Ross, he tried to keep filling that hole. He just misjudged the speed and wound up going too fast and hitting the guy that was parked in the middle of the corner in the 9 car. But
I agree with Rudy, and he's right. Both sides, both positions have won and gained.
And guys, we will see the green flag come out here with 13 laps to go.
Because those dive bombs are coming. If you can get through that and not get pushed out, you're in a catbird seat. If not, you're going to get pushed way out and be in trouble.
I think you're right on the front row. I think that now that I sit here and think about it, I think that outside is going to launch good, and I think you might be 3 wide, maybe 4 wide, but you won't be 5 wide like you're going to be in the middle of the pack here.
Mike, you heard it. You heard it. He finally said it.
You're right.
I was talking about Rudy.
All right, Van Gisbergen has the best tires. He was in lap 74. Bell's tires are 3 laps older than Van Gisbergen's. Allmendinger another lap older. Kyle Busch another lap older. Byron and Reddick 2 more laps older.
Van Gisbergen is definitely...
So right now, we're about to get back underway here at the Circuit of Americas as they come around the corner. And boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go back racing, boys! 13 laps to go. Who will win at Circuit of Americas as Kyle Busch holds off the lead?
This is very orderly.
Byron shoots the middle. Byron split up the track. He actually missed a little bit, and then Allmendinger got in the back.
And we see 3 wide exiting turn number 1 as Shane Van Gisbergen trying to make an aggressive move, and that's going to cost him some spots as Tyler Reddick able to get in front of the number 88 Chevrolet, but Kyle Busch pulls away in the lead here in his number 8 Chevrolet. As they try to even themselves out through the S's, Kyle Busch holds on to the lead. Christopher Bell is in second. William Byron is in third. Oh, and we already got some cars crashing.
And more. Josh Berry is involved in it. Zane Smith, but they get going again.
But it looks like they get back going again before we see the caution flag come out. As we see Kyle Busch, a nice clean restart there. He's got the lead. Right behind him is William Byron. Or I should say Christopher Bell, then William Byron, A.J. Allmendinger, and then Shane Van Gisbergen rounds out the top 5. But he's under pressure from Tyler Reddick. Oh, and Reddick gets loose on the inside. Oh, and here comes Noah Gragson in the number 4 car. Makes an aggressive move to get in front of the number 45 Toyota. And Ross Chastain, right behind him, makes another aggressive move as they are battling in the middle of the pack there inside the top 10. Christopher Bell, the only driver within shooting distance of the leader.
Teammates, Briscoe diving to the inside, takes out his teammate Gibbs.
Yeah, and that was just super aggressive move. They were already 2 wide. Briscoe put it 3 wide, and unfortunately his teammate right there was the one.
And Chase Briscoe earlier on this lap takes out his teammate Ty Gibbs. Dirty hit there, boys. And now we see here the average last caution here at Austin is 11 laps to go, which we are approaching with 2 overtime finishes in both 2022 and 2023 here in the NASCAR Cup Series. Oh, and Ross Chastain, very wide, gets into the grass and the dirt, and Joey Logano is going to get on the inside of him as a lot of cars are able to get around Ross Chastain. And now Shane Van Gisbergen, oh, gets hit in the back bumper by Ryan Blaney. And now the teammates here are aggressive around this racetrack. But Shane Van Gisbergen is going backwards, and he cannot be happy about this. And Ross Chastain continues to just bang and clang into everybody.
Top 10 and get himself a top 10 out of this.
What a battle here for 7th on back.
Man, look at Shane.
Chase Elliott came and got tires on that last caution.
Aha, thank you, Larry. And Alex Bowman.
And Elliott with the fresher tires able to get inside of the number 34 Mustang. And he now takes that spot away to get inside the top 12.
Well, we're about to find out how much Christopher Bell has left in the tank and if he was holding anything back because time is running out. 11 to go as they come by.
11 laps to go, and Christopher Bell trying to find speed to get up to the bumper and get past the number 8 Chevrolet of Kyle Busch.
Keep his car in the right spot to have a dive into 6.
Here's the setup. Will he dive to the inside?
Oh, and we see Christopher Bell makes an aggressive move, but just can't get there on the inside of the number 8 Chevrolet. And Kyle Busch drives away here. And Christopher Bell's trying to pull out all the stops here and be as aggressive as he could possibly be to get that lead away from the number 8. As the number 20 Toyota tries to find his groove, right behind him is the number 24 of William Byron, as he definitely wants to see the number 20 or number 8 make a mistake here that he can pounce on him. He's right there behind the leaders. And it is a 3-car race right now for the lead, as we see A.J. Allmendinger in 4th place, Tyler Reddick in 5th place, and Noah Gragson in 6th place are all well off the pace of the leaders.
But still, right now, I would say that he definitely has a better race car with those fresher tires.
Other than that one place where Kyle Busch slipped wide, I don't see anywhere on this track where he's at a disadvantage to Bell. Bell's going to have to find himself an advantage.
Well, you're just going to have to keep applying the pressure, force him into a
And now
mistake.
10 laps to go. Kyle Busch continues to hold on to the lead. And oh, looks like Kyle Larson got spun out. No yellow flag yet.
He's right on him again through the S's.
Still green.
Larson is not refired. Not sure if that'll draw a caution or not. He's still trying to crank that car and get going.
Here's the setup.
Oh, and now we see Christopher Bell trying to set up a way to pass the number 8 here. Being very aggressive in the corners. Trying to find some sort of momentum and some sort of advantage to gain on the number 8.
In that 6A right there. That's the passing zone, and that's where Christopher Bell really closes in on him. I think he's through 6, where we were talking earlier. He's cutting that track a little bit more and straightening himself up for the entrance of 6A.
And we see Christopher Bell gets in the dirt a little bit there, but still remains right on the back bumper of the leader, Kyle Busch.
If you don't think you could make it happen that quick, you're going to start losing those opportunities if the car starts going away.
And once he gets into Busch's bumper, that is going to put William Byron right on top of the both of them.
Bingo. And he's already there. He shrunk the gap a lot. 140.16 to 140.40 on the leader right there.
And that's right, just like they're talking about on commentary. Right now, it is a 3-car race. William Byron is just behind Christopher Bell. Bell is right on the back bumper of Kyle Busch. And we'll have to see, with 9 laps to go, what aggressive moves. Oh, we see Christopher Bell try to make a move on the inside and overshoots the corner. He went for it, and William Byron's right there to pounce on him.
That was close. About wiped them both out.
Woo!
We're good.
And now that puts Bell almost 2 seconds back of the leader at some point as he's trying to work his way back to the back bumper of the number 8 Chevrolet. William Byron almost able to pounce on that mistake.
And you really see the speed of the car.
Let's see it again.
As we see here on the replay, Christopher Bell just trying to make too aggressive of a move and cannot get it stopped there in time and overshoots turn number 1.
Not a good answer because it means you're going faster.
So now after that, we see William Byron now trying to take advantage and get ahead of the second place driver, Christopher Bell, but he's able to keep that number 20 Toyota in prime position behind the leader. You almost feel like William Byron's just taking his time here, almost just waiting for his moment to pounce. You would have thought he would have pounced there on that mistake. Oh, and we see Kyle Busch gets a little wide there coming into the last turn here, turn number 20. And now back down the front stretch.
Still a lot of racing left. This isn't the last lap. 8 laps to go. That's a long time around this place.
Tyler Reddick closing in from 3.5 seconds back.
And we also see Tyler Reddick, driver of the number 45 Toyota, who started out on the pole, making an aggressive push to get up towards those front 2 drivers.
Hasn't slipped the wheel very often. Minimum mistakes out of the 8 camp all day long, in the pits and on the racetrack. There, he's cut that corner off like Bell. But look how much Bell's...
Oh! And Kyle Busch had to lock up the tires a little bit after he went through the sand. And now Christopher Bell's going to hope to pounce on that mistake.
Sounds so easy.
It is. Set him up. Now I'm looking for the next one. Where's that at, Kevin? Get close to him through 20. Set yourself up for the top of the hill in turn 1.
Yeah, I think you want to surprise him right here in 15. He short shifted to keep from spinning the rear tires. I think as we go into 15 right here, into 16, you want to surprise him into 20. That would be one of the options.
And now heading into turn 18 here.
As we get closer to the end.
Christopher Bell gets a little loose, trying to catch up to the back bumper of the number 8. And Kyle moves right back down, trying to get closer to those corners. And now the number 20's got a run on the number 8 going down the front stretch. This is the place to make a move if you're going to make a move if you're Christopher Bell. Will he do it here? It looks like he's going to try on the inside. Here comes Christopher Bell. Oh! Almost makes contact with the back bumper of Kyle Busch, but Kyle is able to drive away. But now we see Christopher Bell still right there, right behind the number 8 Chevrolet. And that number 20 Toyota is fast as we approach the S's. This is going to be amazing. We are in for one hell of a finish here as Christopher Bell is trying to find any single spot he can to make a move inside the number 8 car. And Kyle Busch better watch his back bumper, because with 7 laps to go, it's only a matter of time before we see Christopher Bell use that front bumper to his advantage.
When you see the wide line that Kyle Busch is having to take, and Christopher Bell can keep that thing tighter against the curbs, but don't be surprised to see him dive right in on 15 right here.
Desperation setting in. He's got to go because William Byron's on him.
And now William Byron is closing in on the leaders too, as he's right to the back bumper of Christopher Bell. This is now a 3-car race here as we approach 6 laps to go here at Circuit of America's coming around turn number 18. Kyle Busch having to fend off a strong push from Christopher Bell and his number 20 Toyota, but that number 8 Chevrolet is running strong near the front. Now in the lead, Kyle Busch down the front stretch. We could see another aggressive move made here by Christopher Bell. He does go on the inside, but still can't get there. Kyle Busch holding off the number 20 Toyota, carrying good speed coming out of turn number 1 with 6 laps to go. Now going into the S's. Kyle Busch goes wide. Oh, contact! Contact made by Christopher Bell! He tried to make an aggressive move and got into the side of Kyle Busch, but Busch is able to hold on to it.
Put yourself at risk of getting a penalty through the S's.
And that was risky business there for Christopher Bell, and now he's got trouble behind him as William Byron is right there in the number 24 Chevrolet. Christopher Bell is still right on the back bumper of Kyle Busch.
Yes, they're all under crazy pressure. 8's holding on to this thing, holding them up and making his car wide.
Oh, and Kyle gets loose, and Christopher Bell on the inside. Oh, man, it's side by side here, and we see Kyle Busch able to make an aggressive move to regain the lead right here as we head into turn number 18. Christopher Bell still trying to find a way to get the lead away from Kyle Busch. But Busch has been everywhere, holding on to this race car and holding on to the lead.
Got to push him wide.
And now Christopher Bell regains the lead. Here, taking it away from Kyle Busch down the front stretch as he takes the inside, forcing Kyle Busch to the outside. And now as we go down the front stretch, Christopher Bell in prime position on the inside. Kyle Busch takes the outside lane. William Byron right near the back bumper of Kyle Busch, who's now in second. William Byron's going to go to the inside and try to take that second place position away from Kyle Busch, and he does. Aggressive racing through the S's as now Christopher Bell is pulling away with 5 laps to go. And now they are neck and neck with these top 3 drivers racing their tail offs. We now see Tyler Reddick trying to make a move to get into this front pack here. Kyle Busch is in big trouble. He's all the way back in third, and now he's under pressure from Tyler Reddick. This is aggressive racing, and now William Byron right to the side into the door of number 20, Christopher Bell, and gives him the bumper too as well, trying to push Christopher Bell out of the way and take the lead. But right behind him, Kyle Busch is making an aggressive
rubbed on each other a little bit.
But William Byron pulls away, and now we see Tyler Reddick, who's able to get on the inside of the number 8 and takes away that third place position. And this does not look good for Kyle Busch.
A couple car lengths to catch your breath, get your rhythm back, get that car to drive up off the corner to get that little bit of a gap. Then you can start to get back in a rhythm. But when you're beating and banging and passing in weird spots,
and now, with 4 laps to go, Kyle Busch is all the way back in 4th place, and he's going to need something to happen in order for him to get back to the front of this race. Christopher Bell has excellent drive off the corner there of turn number 1. And man, right now, we're seeing this race here come down to Christopher Bell, William Byron, and Tyler Reddick.
Especially as they come through turn 5, transitioning on and off of that curb, just always pitches the car sideways.
Tyler Reddick now making an aggressive push to get to the back bumper of William Byron in the number 24 Chevrolet. All Kyle Busch can hope for now here with 4 laps to go is that these front 3 cars start getting too aggressive, and that would leave the door open for Kyle Busch to get back to the lead. Right now, Kyle Busch is definitely off the pace.
3 cars, 4 cars right there. We talk about it all the time, Clint. These 3 guys running at the front of the pack. You know, what are those moments? We've seen them win in great moments. We've seen them put themselves.
Guys, we got an aggressive finish here of this racetrack. Please, guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Right now, we're seeing a battle near the top 3 as Christopher Bell has taken the lead away from Kyle Busch here late in this race, and he's pulling away. But William Byron's trying to slowly but surely pick his way back towards the front. And we see Tyler Reddick into the sand, into the grass area, as we see those 3 top cars pulling away from Kyle Busch.
Tyler Reddick motivated to take more chances than them.
Well, as long as that Christopher Bell keeps putting distance between them, they're not going to worry about it. He's just got to stay on the racetrack, keep this speed up, stay smooth, hit your marks. Meanwhile, Mr. Where Did He Come From? Noah Gragson in 5th is blowing me away. I mean, we were so focused on this battle for the lead that you missed Noah Gragson and even Chase Elliott making his way finally back to the top 10. Huge rebound for them.
Gragson with about a second.
And now we see here with 3 laps to go, we made it through the S's.
And said the right rear is done.
He gave it his all.
Sure did.
Yeah, he's slipping and sliding around big time. He just missed that corner.
And you saw it happening early. Oh, William Byron is right there.
And William Byron right on the back bumper of Christopher Bell. He's trying to make a push for the lead here. Can he do it?
Here comes a crossover by Reddick.
And now Tyler Reddick's right there too, alongside of the 24. And now we see the 2nd place position up for grabs as Tyler Reddick is trying to take that spot away from William Byron, who's trying to battle Christopher Bell for the lead.
That thing just wants to drift around the corner all the way from 14 to 15. It just doesn't.
And now we head into turn number 20 and come back down the front stretch. And this could be an aggressive spot to make a move if you're William Byron or Tyler Reddick in 3rd place.
Let's see. Maybe a dive bomb. He's close enough. There it is. Looking to the inside. Not better of it.
Well, and what that did is it made Christopher Bell defend, and that's going to allow him to get a little shallower entry, and you're hoping that will let you get a better exit off of the.
And William Byron went for an aggressive move, but thought better of it as he backs off at the last second, but that forced Christopher Bell to have to block him. So now,
will this be the 3rd in a row?
No pressure.
and we did see that William Byron is actually faster than the leader, but whether or not he's going to be able to get around the leader is to be determined. As we've seen, the winners of the first 2 races this season, William Byron and Christopher Bell, are now up near the front battling for the lead, but right behind them is Tyler Reddick, last year's regular season champion in the NASCAR Cup Series.
On him to take the pressure off of the guy in the front and take a chance of
Another little slip
of getting second, or do I want these guys to stay in front of me so that I have a chance of some contact and give him?
And how about Chase Elliott, guys, has worked his way all the way up to the 5th place position in his number 9 Chevrolet after Ross Chastain put him out near the back of this race to start us out. And now, guys, with 2 laps to go, we're coming around the corner, and we should see the white flag come out here. And we are 1 lap to go here at the Circuit of Americas. Christopher Bell's in the lead in his number 20 Toyota. William Byron, what's he going to do here? He's got 1 lap to go to try to take the lead away from Christopher Bell. But is his number 24 Chevrolet strong enough to get past the number 20 Toyota? We'll have to find out. And now as we go into the S's here, William Byron really smooth through the S's right behind Christopher Bell. Bell gets a little bit into the sand, and now William Byron trying to close that gap.
Pretty quick right here for William Byron.
Just a couple more chances.
We're halfway through this last lap here. Half a lap to go. William Byron right there, right behind the leader. But this is definitely Christopher Bell's race to lose.
You see the back of the car right there.
He's on him.
William Byron's right there trying to make a move to get to the leader.
This is a different stride. Now he's going to try to do the crossover. It gives him a good drive up off the corner.
And oh man, William Byron's right there. Right behind Christopher Bell with 2 turns to go.
1 more chance.
It's coming down to this. Christopher Bell into turn 19.
Well, you saw over coming into 20, the last corner, guys. Christopher Bell went in shallow right there.
And now we see here William Byron's going to try to make a move here.
And here they come to the front straightaway.
But Christopher Bell holds on, and he's going to win back-to-back races here in the NASCAR Cup Series as Christopher Bell makes it to the checkered flag and wins this road course race here at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas.
Yes, sir, that is a winning streak, that's for sure.
That was a hell of a drive today.
And talk about a winning streak, that's right. As we see the number 20 Toyota makes it into victory lane, back-to-back weeks here, and Christopher Bell
Excellent job, thank you. 2 in a row, buddy, great job.
able to take the lead near the end of this race, and man, gotta feel for Kyle Busch, who ends up finishing 5th in this one, as it was reported that the right rear tire went out, and unfortunately Kyle Busch could not hold off what was a big, strong run from
unbelievable drive out of him.
Christopher Bell.
He was close.
Well, the good news for Kyle Busch today is they executed
Man,
on all
tough break here
of the race.
for the number 8 Chevrolet, as we see here going back to when Christopher Bell took the lead. We see the number 8 Chevrolet was starting to have to go wide and gets a little loose there, and Christopher Bell takes advantage, able to get on the inside of the number 8 and take the lead away from the number 8 Chevrolet.
For the final time in turn 1, Kyle did all he could do.
Led the most laps, 42 laps led today. He'll be frustrated, but he keeps driving like that. They keep giving him cars like this. He'll win a race.
Well, he's been in position to win.
Yep.
We can go all the way back to last year. They've been in position to win races. So if they just stay the course and clean up the mistakes like they did today, they're going to win some races.
Man, tough break for Kyle Busch. Tough break. And guys, your unofficial results here, William Byron finishes 2nd in the number 24 Chevrolet, as the drivers that have won the first 2 races of the year finished 1st and 2nd, with Christopher Bell now on a winning streak, winning back-to-back races. Tyler Reddick finishes 3rd in his number 45 Toyota after starting on the pole. Chase Elliott, how about Chase Elliott, man? We got to definitely give kudos to him. That's who my pick was to win this race, and he fights his way all the way back to get to the 4th place position here and finishes 4th at the Circuit of Americas. Kyle Busch finishes 5th. Shane Van Gisbergen finishes 6th. Chris Buescher finishes 17th, or finished 7th in his 17 Ford. Noah Grayson finishes 8th. Alex Bowman finishes 9th in his number 48 Chevrolet. And we also see Todd Gilliland, finish out and round out the top 10 here in this one.
But I think that where the restart zone is, it kind of spread that out. And these guys all put on a great show.
They took care of one another. They raced each other clean. That restart could have been a disaster. We've seen it, and these guys are professionals up front, and they proved it.
And congratulations to Christopher Bell, who gets out of the car and celebrates there with the crowd in Austin, Texas.
Well, this is a full day's work for these drivers with all the shifting, the banging up and down on the rub blocks as you jump these curves, and all the roughness in the new section over there in 6A and 6B. These guys earned their money today.
Christopher Bell led twice for 8 laps. And in that final run, had tires that were a couple laps better than William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Tyler Reddick, but got the job done today with a minimum of contact. Josh?
Christopher Bell, 2 straight wins on the season. Christopher, you finished 2nd here last year. What was the difference this year in terms of getting it done and getting that victory?
That was almost a deja vu of last year. I had the track position that time, and man, these road course races are just so much fun. And whenever Kyle was leading, I was just trying to be so cautious. Obviously, we know what happened last year. I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to pass him clean, and he was just doing such a good job at running his race, and he could get off the corners just good enough that I couldn't get inside of him. But there I started, peeking a nose, and he bobbled and allowed me to get out front. And whenever I did, I'm like, okay, just don't beat yourself. And those were about the 5 or 6 sloppiest laps I've ever run. But just so happy for these guys right here. They've been on me hard about winning with them, and Tony, we got another one. So just super proud for everyone on this DeWalt number 20 team. Well, we didn't count last week. Last week was a speedway. We didn't have that one circled, but we definitely have this one circled, and I'm ready to keep adding to it.
C. Bell, your winner at Circuit of the Americas.
Well, what a battle there at the end of the race. William Byron, unfortunately, coming up just a little bit short. I saw you get out of the car. You look exhausted. You were giving it your all. How close was that? What else did you need to do at the end there?
Yeah, it was really really close. Just, I felt like the battle between he and Kyle, I was just kind of sitting there waiting for one of them to bobble or slide their tires, and Bell got by him, and I felt like once he got clear, his car was super loose, and it kind of gave me a couple of shots at him. I just couldn't ever get beside him, and we've always raced really well together, so I didn't want to move him blatantly, and all that kind of stuff. So just just sliding around a ton there at the end. We came a long way this weekend. Really proud of that. We were pretty far off the start and got ourselves obviously raceable and in a position to win. So just sucks to be so damn close, right? Like you can be on the bumper of the guy come to the line. That sucks. But a lot of races ahead, and hopefully we can just keep bringing this speed, and it's a good start to our road course program. Still a little bit of work to do, but thanks to Raptor, Chevrolet, Exalta, Liberty, all of our partners.
Hey, Bug, so Shane Van Gisbergen unofficially finishes in 6th place here in this race.
4 cars battling for the lead, some of the best road racing we've seen in NASCAR. Christopher Bell prevails by a couple of car lengths at COTA. Byron, Reddick, Elliott, Busch, the top 5. More from Austin after this.
Okay, Little Wendy's hack. If you want a super fresh, high-quality burger every time, tell them you want a hamburger. That's a hack, right? No? A hack for...
And guys, that was an incredible race here at the Circuit of Americas. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Appreciate you, Bug. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. What an incredible road course race this was. And your winner is Christopher Bell. As we see, William Byron finishes in second. Tyler Reddick in the number 45 Toyota finishes third. Chase Elliott finishes fourth. A big comeback, an excellent finish for Chase Elliott in his number 9 Chevrolet. Kyle Busch finishes fifth in his number 8 Chevrolet. We see Shane Van Gisbergen finishes sixth in his number 88 Chevrolet. Chris Buescher finishes seventh in the 17 Ford. We also see Noah Gragson finishes 8th in his number 4 Ford Mustang. Alex Bowman finishes 9th in his number 48 Chevrolet. And Todd Gilliland finishes 10th in his number 34 Ford to round out the top 10 here at COTA, the Circuit of Americas. And thank you guys for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. We'll be right back. Heck yeah, Tyler, that'd be pretty cool, man. All right, we're back. Yeah, Bug, that was a surprising finish there for Noah Gragson. He kind of came out of nowhere near the very end of that race to be able to get to that nice finish for him. All right, so we'll go to some notable drivers that finished outside of the top 10. Michael McDowell ends up with a nice finish after he had to change up his pit strategy. And with that new pit strategy, he was somehow able to get to a top 15 finish for him and his number 71 Chevy Racing team. Ross Chastain finishes 12th, but to be honest with you guys, Ross is just lucky karma didn't get to him. He started out this race by literally taking out Chase Elliott. Who, guys, Chase Elliott, right there. Guys, he finishes 4th. Chase Elliott was all the way back in like 30-something position, man. So my hat's off to him, dude. Seriously.
That's your winner in victory lane. Christopher Bell goes back-to-back. Started 19th.
Carson Hocevar finishes 13th in his 77 Chevrolet. Nice finish for him. Chase Briscoe finishes 14th. Brad Keselowski finishes 15th.
How was he able to do it?
Nice line. Yeah, I mean, it was incredible to see if he was even going to be able to get by Kyle Busch. You just weren't sure, like, was Busch going to be able to run that defensive line enough to hold him up? But then it drew William Byron and it drew Tyler Reddick in. Amazing battle at the end, and Bell was able to get it done.
Yeah, showing a lot of versatility, obviously, coming off the win of last week. A very different kind of track today, physically grinding. We're going to hear from those that he had to fend off as he continues to celebrate in his Toyota, or now out of his Toyota, with his crew and the confetti flying here in Texas. We'll continue live. I hope you stay with us.
Yeah, guys, very aggressive racing at the end here, but that's what we all want to see, right? Some clean, good racing. Other than Ross Chastain, he's definitely got some shit coming his way. That's for sure. There is no doubt about that. All right, guys, so going back into notable drivers that finished here inside, or outside the top 10, I should say. Chase Briscoe, another nice finish for him in 14th. Justin Haley, a good top 16 finish in his number 7 Chevrolet. Bubba Wallace, man, tough break for him. He finishes 20th here after starting out on the front row with his number 23 Toyota. So a top 20 finish here for him. Danny Hamlin had a really, really tough day as he finishes 21st. And also, tough break for A.J. Allmendinger as he finishes 30 in this one unofficially after battling near the front of the pack all race long. That's going to be tough for the number 16 Chevrolet team. Hey, Tyler, appreciate the offer, man, but I do not watch AEW. So enjoy the pay-per-view, though, man. There's a lot of guys I would say I root for in AEW, if you will. And then also, guys, at the very end, looks like Austin Dillon, Ty Gibbs, Daniel Suarez, and Connor Zilic, unfortunately, had a bad end to this race for all of them. Kyle Larson also, too, has a terrible finishing to the end of this race after losing a tire. Bad pit stop there, and a bad place to be if you're Kyle Larson, as he ends up finishing 32nd.
The NASCAR Cup Series from Phoenix on FS1. There's your winner. 4th straight year that he's won more than one race, and we're going to Phoenix next, where he won last year.
And this is the 4th straight year for Christopher Bell to win more than one race in the Cup Series.
Defy time and fading tires, and here comes Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, all trying to go for the win. A great, clean race. Some of the best road racing I've ever seen in NASCAR.
Well, it's definitely been one of the better races that we've had in this next-gen car, but Christopher Bell definitely had a tire advantage. Kyle Busch did an absolutely great job defending him as long as possible, but in the end, he just got out-tired, and Christopher Bell had a faster car.
Well, you talk about the Gen 7 car. Since we went to this Gen 7 car, those two drivers in particular, William Byron and Christopher Bell, have been the name of the game. Those guys put on an unbelievable show. SVG was there.
Guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
In 30th place somehow, but right off the bat, turn 1. You got Chase Elliott get wiped out at the beginning. He ends up in 4th place. So just an amazing day here at COTA. This is a cool racetrack. I'm so glad they shortened this place. It made all the difference in the world for a good race today.
That it did. So we head for Phoenix with Christopher Bell looking for 3 in a row. And who won there last year? C. Bell.
All right, Jamie, very impressive. We're only 3 races in, but Bell already showing us a lot.
Oh, I mean, the fact that he was able to win, on a drafting type track and then come to a road course and put it all together, Chris, he's got to be in the championship favorite right now.
Yep, he's shown championship material in the past. In his 6th season, for our entire crew, from the IndyCar racing in St. Pete to NASCAR here in Austin, we'll see you next weekend. Thanks for being a part of it all.
You know, thank you guys so much for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show for this 2025 NASCAR Cup Series road course race here at Circuit of Americas. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and check out more from Tim Reynolds Show on my YouTube channel. Thank you, racing fans. Thank you, NASCAR fans. And thank you, all fans of Tim Reynolds Show. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button before you go. And make sure you tell your friends about Tim Reynolds Show. And we'll see you guys next time we go live for some play-by-play right here on one of the most entertaining and electrifying and exciting YouTube channels that cover sports entertainment right here. It's Tim Reynolds Show. Let's fucking go. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.